Okay, guys, we are really excited about this episode. It's our first European remote podcast, doing it from the CAPiTA Mothership. It's a beautiful thing. This week's episode is Kevin Backstrom. If you don't know who he is, he's a style icon. He makes everything on his snowboard look fantastic. And more than that, he's got his own brand, Beyond Metals. It started as a web series, evolved into these awesome blockbuster snowboard videos with incredible intros, big tricks. And they've since evolved into streetwear and outerwear, and they have a skateboard team. So not only does he have the pro rider perspective, but he has the brand building perspective. So it's a really great chat with Kevin, salt of the earth human being. We had Henry Jackson co-hosting, the voice of European snowboarding. He's got a way with the English language. It's a beautiful thing. So it's a great show. I think you're going to enjoy it. Before we get into that, I just want to say, if you're looking to devour some more snowboard content, bookmark bombhole.com. We're uploading the latest and greatest snowboard videos always on our website. So be sure to bookmark that. And if you want to do us a huge, huge solid favor, just subscribe. If you're not already, what are you doing? Get on there. You won't miss any episodes. They'll just pop up on your feed, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. We would really appreciate that. And I will stop plugging shamelessly, and let's get into the Kevin Backstrom episode. Here we go.
You are listening to
Hey, MFM. See you on the lips.
Back attack, dude.
Bon Voyage!
Hey, yo, homies, good.
Slide down them big hills, you know what I mean, on the big, nice burgundy snowboard.
All right, welcome to the Bomb Hole, which is presented by Run Through a Wall Smelling Salts. Now, today we're doing our first remote podcast in Europe. Huge day for the Bomb Hole. Co-hosting, we have the voice of European snowboarding, Henry Jackson. What's happening?
Can I just say, sitting here listening to that intro roll through the cans is one of the greatest experiences of my life. It's surreal to be sat here, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thanks for coming. And the man of the hour, Kevin Backstrom, is in studio. What's happening, Kevin?
Dude, we're at the CAPiTA Mothership factory. I have the same feeling as you, listening to that intro. Thanks for having me on. Big fan of the show.
Sweet. Well, Kevin, thanks for coming on. I think it would be cool to start with maybe talking about what the hell we're doing here over in Europe.
So yeah, we're here at the CAPiTA Mothership factory. We've been given a tour around the whole thing. Like, dude, before having that tour, you have no idea what's going into making a snowboard. Like, it's mind-blowing, actually. It's crazy. What do you think about it?
It's unbelievable. I'm like a hollow-headed snowboarder that just gets these things and rides them, and then seeing the insane assembly line of what it takes, all the steps, the processes, the machinery, and then to see the quality control, the final product, it made me have a complete new appreciation of the snowboards that we ride.
It's
Definitely.
one of those things that anyone could enjoy as well if you ride a snowboard. Like, I'm not very technically minded. Like, I'm not that I don't geek out so much about machines, but I came the first time like 4 or 5 years ago and Greg gave me the tour, and it was like 5 hours long. It's the kind of school trip tour you do to like a car factory and you're like, I'm bored. But like every minute I wanted it to keep going. It's insane. And to see the products come out at the end, like you say, it's just, and it's all
nuts.
100% clean energy as well. Green energy. It's mad.
Yeah, and we're also in the Austrian countryside, and there's like a snowboard resort right over here that's in the backyard, and there's like cows in the field, and it's cool. It's a really cool deal, but I think we'll get into that later in the show. But I think it would be cool to kick things off with where you're from and where you grew up and what that looked like.
I grew up in a place called Ulricehamn in Sweden. It's like an hour away from Gothenburg, which is Sweden's second biggest city. And yeah, it's a small town, like, you know, everybody there, but they had a small, like, ski hill, takes 30 minutes to go up and like 15 to get down. And yeah, I was just lapping that resort pretty much every day. And then, you know, playing soccer, ice hockey, just doing all the sports that you kind of do as a kid.
And I heard motocross.
Motocross was a big thing too. They had a motocross track there, and that was like, yeah, it was snowboarding and motocross. That was the two big things in my life when I was growing up.
Was your dad the cat driver there? Or something?
Yeah, dude, my dad was the cat driver at the little ski hill.
Yeah.
So he was grooming the slopes at night, and he was like putting on the T-bars so I could lap it, and you know, it was scary. It was dark. I was like, ooh, in the T-bar, but then when he took the lap, it was worth it.
Fun. Did they have a resort, or was it side hits, or what did the ski resort look like?
It was like they had 3 main slopes, probably 3 T-bars, and they had 1 jump at the time. So I was just lapping that jump over and over and over and over. And then, yeah, going into the forest, felt like it was massive. You could get lost. But now, when I go back, look at it, it's like the tiniest, like, yeah, you can't get lost. You'll come down right at the base of the mountain.
Cool. So where did you go from there when you found a love for snowboarding? How did that evolve?
So, yeah, at one point, like, started doing contests in my hometown, like on that little ski hill. And then my parents started taking me around, like around Sweden. There was this contest series called Dreams. I think that was like my first contest. So we went like up north and yeah, just did all these kind of stops. It was kind of like a tour. And then after that, did that for a couple of years. And then the big contest I did was when I was 13, the Burton European Open for kids. I don't remember the name for it. Do you remember?
Well, the LAAX, the junior Open, yeah. BEO, the Burton European Open. It was the Junior Open. It always happened before. It was like before pre-qualies, wasn't it? It was like the weekend before, Saturday, Sunday, and then the pre-qualies for the main event would start.
Something like that. And then when I came to LAAX, where the junior thing was for the Burton European Open, I was like, dude, is this what like snowboarding is? The jumps were different. It was just, yeah, unreal to be there and ride.
I'm curious, how old were you at this Burton European Open?
My first European Open, I think I was 12 or 13.
And were you?
No, I was 13 because when I was 13, I got my first like small contract from Burton. They hooked me up with some travel budget, and yeah, that was like, you know, it was the first step of becoming a professional snowboarder, and I was like, I'm gonna do everything it takes to kind of get there.
Did they bring you down, or did you go with your family? Was it like where?
Me and my dad drove from Sweden. So like took 2 days to drive down there. I think Burton hooked us up with a hotel, and then we did the contest, and it was just like a whole different experience to what I was used to doing like back in Sweden.
And you saw the dogs out there, I'm sure.
Dude, saw everyone. Like,
who are you riding against with the Groms?
Yeah, I was gonna ask
the
that.
Groms. Fuck, who was out there? It was, I think, Hans and Nils Minish. Kyle Mack was there. Like Ben Ferguson, probably. Yeah, it was a bunch of riders. Yeah, it was, and like, yeah, you'd seen them in the Burton Smalls videos and on YouTube and stuff. So yeah,
cool. And then where'd you go from there?
From there, I don't know. We just kept on competing, doing the TTR. It was called at the time.
You went to a snowboard school in Sweden. Like, I feel like those were quite a big deal, right? A bunch of riders were at.
Went to a snowboard school in Sweden for 1 year, but before that, I went to a snowboard school in Norway, and it was called NTVP. And like, you had Torger Bergum there, like Sondre Tiller, like a bunch of good riders, and. So yeah, I think I was 15 back then, and one day I get a phone call, and it's Tor. I'm like, yo, it's Kevin. Like, who's this? He's like, yo, it's Tor. Like, I'm Swedish. We're gonna start at the same school. It's like, no way. And then yeah, we decided to meet. So me and my mom went from Ulricehamn, where I grew up, she drove me to Gothenburg, and then I ended up staying there for like 3-4 nights. Me and Tor did some fun stuff, and yeah, just clicked right away, and then we moved in together in Norway.
So you both at snowboard school together. How old were you then?
I think we were 15.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's when it started. I didn't realize you went to the same school. Like, I knew that you went to the school, but I wasn't sure Tor was there as well.
And then a couple of weeks after that, or a couple of months probably, because this was summer, then our parents like drove us down in trucks, like with all the furniture and like frozen food, and yeah. Here you go, guys. You're 15. Here's your apartment. Like, yeah, it's insane.
That's amazing. Now, I'm going to ask this because I asked everyone, like Tor Gear when he was on the show, but you look at these Scandos and yourself, Tor Gear, Stale, you know, all the Norwegians and all the Scandinavians, and you guys are so fucking good. I'm curious, what do you think the recipe is of why you guys got so good?
Dude, I have no idea. Maybe it's like the small slopes. You get so much repetition because you like go up and down like a couple hundred times a day. I think that's the recipe.
Yeah, I remember speaking to Haldor about that. Like he traveled from Iceland to a Swedish snowboard school, and
Yeah.
like those kids, his brother and the other Icelandic kids,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they had so much talent, but they just had nothing to ride. You put them on those Swedish hills with like 5 jumps in a row or something ridiculous, and just like
And that park is called Kleppen.
Yeah,
It's an
Kleppen,
amazing
exactly.
park. Like that's probably the fastest park you have anywhere in the world. And great jumps. Yeah, fast T-bar. And
Did you enjoy the school? Was it? Yeah, exactly. Reps, but was it fun? Was it because school sucks, right?
I did not enjoy it. Not
Yeah,
at all.
okay, I was gonna say.
School's not my thing. So yeah, I did not enjoy it. But it was sick to be there and ride with all these great riders, like that was amazing. But the school part of things, no.
And how was it? Like teachers saying like, oh, you get detention because you didn't grab properly, or like how did it work?
Not at all. It was like you have the school part of things, and then like the riding was a separate thing.
Okay.
So you had a few days a week. You went snowboarding with the coaches, and yeah.
And then at what point did you get on the national team? Because that's kind of the next step, right? Is going from juniors to national team, or did you have to pound out a bunch of contests?
I don't remember how, or actually, I think I got on like the kids national team maybe when I was 14, because I was too young to do the World Cups. So I was a forerunner in the World Cup in Stockholm, and you had to be 15 to like compete in the actual contest. So I think I was 14 when that happened.
Cool. That's exciting. And then going from there, what did your scene look like? Like, what were you getting into at that point?
What were we doing? Like, yeah, we were just doing the whole like Euro contest scene. We did a couple contests in the States, and like pre-season went to Breckenridge and Keystone. Felt like that was the mecca back in the days, pre-season. And then, yeah, just trying to do as good as possible in all the competitions that we entered.
It was a pretty set pattern back then.
Yeah.
Like the environment was pretty set. I feel like TTR was still a thing. FIS was doing its thing when the Olympics came around, like the qualifying years. But outside of that, and yeah, like you said, everyone seemed to go Breckenridge, Keystone, early season, come back, do the, O'Neill Evolution, LAAX Open,
Yeah.
a couple of the other TTR comps.
And the Australia, New Zealand thing before as well.
Yeah.
And you're riding for Burton at this time?
Yeah, I was riding for Burton from when I was 13 up until 16.
And then who'd you switch to?
Then I got an offer from Nike. So yeah, I went there and had the best time of my life.
Yeah, those Nike days were something else. But you were on the like the, was it the 6.0 team
Yeah,
originally? Huh?
the
'Cause they had
6.0.
SB was like the sort of gods.
The legends, yeah, the
and
big
then there was
dudes.
this huge melting pot of just hungry
Yeah.
Euros and Americans. It was like you, Jamie Nichols, Ethan Morgan, right? In
Yeah.
Europe?
Yeah, Haldor got on there
Haldor.
after a while too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome to be part of Nike 6.0. Like they took care of their riders so good, and it was a different world.
I heard at contests they would get like crazy Airbnbs and stuff.
Dude, insane houses every time. And I was like, I was not on top of the chain in Nike, but I still got to enjoy it here and there.
Okay, I'm curious. Peak Kevin Backstrom slopestyle run. Just perfect world. What are we putting down? Walk us through it. Don't be humble. Don't do that. Just tell us like your best
peak?
run ever. Yeah.
My best run ever. Fuck, I don't know. Like, yeah, there was the first contest I won. It was Absolute Park, like the spring battle.
Ah, yeah.
It was 2 jumps, like front 10, back 10. That was like, how long ago? I was maybe 16.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
14 years ago.
Yeah. That's
Those
a
are
long
big
time
tricks
ago.
back then.
I was hyped. Yeah.
They're still big tricks.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
people are just doing 2100s, so they don't seem like they're big
These
tricks.
days, it's gnarly. Fuck, I have so much respect for the guys doing all this crazy stuff today.
Now, you've always been a style guy. Like your tricks you've always done, you've always made them look really good. I'm curious of where
Thank you.
you pulled inspiration from, who you looked up to.
My biggest inspiration growing up was Mikkel Bang. That's like, dude, I was watching the White Balance. Like they had the kids part in there on repeat. Like, I don't even know how many times I watched that movie.
Is that the one
Hundreds.
where he's like, I hate backflips, I hate backflips, I hate backflips?
I love front flips.
Front flip. Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
Yeah.
So he was similar in your age too, right?
Yeah, he was like 2 years older, so you could like relate to it a little bit, but I couldn't relate to it. I was nearly as good as him, but he was almost the same age. So I was like, fuck, I like, dude, I admire this guy so much, like looking at what he was doing, but I still wanted to try and learn the tricks that he was doing. It just felt closer than the older guys, you know?
Cool.
Feels like your contest run as well. Like you had some successes, right? But you'd never really like you had a few. I mean, they're not minor, but like Spring Battle and a few things like that. But
yeah,
was there anything you never really clicked 100% with the contest, right?
No, I never had like, you know, the best tricks to win like the biggest contest. But I had a few podiums here and there and a few contests. Like the O'Neill Evolution, I got third one year.
Yeah, that's right.
And then but I never made it on the big contest. I didn't have those tricks.
But the thing I remember, and I remember a lot of people talking about it because I was at a lot of those contests, was you wouldn't necessarily win, but so many people talked about, well, you see Kevin's run. Like, it was just like, that snowboarding. And I feel like that's something that you've got, like, especially these days, like people talking about spin to win, and you know that all the old heads come up like, I'd rather see a backside 180, like those guys. Like Kevin's always had that kind of bridge where it's like, oh, well, we like Kevin, like he does everything like really well. And you mentioned style earlier as well. Did you have to work on your style? Or are you one of these really, really annoying people who just try tricks for the first time and do it perfect?
I was just repeating tricks all the time, like growing up. I was just lapping, like looking at Mikkel Bang, like trying to have the same steed. Like that's what I wanted my snowboarding to look like. But then you kind of put your own twist on it, and it just becomes who you are as a snowboarder in the end. Not trying to look in a certain way, it just happens.
Well, let's talk about the inception of Beyond Metals. How did that come to be?
So it was back in 2012. We were gonna go to the Olympics. Me and Tor wanted to like start a web series or do something showing like how we are doing it on the way to the Olympics. So we linked up with Ryan Scardelli, Ice Cream for Breakfast, and we started the show. Just wanted to show like the party side, like how we train while on snow, and just wanted to show like how we do it. It's not as serious as many people may think, and we didn't get to the Olympics.
So actually, in regards to that, we have a guest question from none other than Olympic gold medalist Colonel Kotz, aka Sage Kotzenberg. Here we go.
Boys, how we living? Hoping the episode is good. Hope the banter is just insane. I've got major FOMO that I'm not there. Zach stole my question, so I got to come up with another one. But I think I got a good one here. KB, can you explain to us how and why you got kicked off the national team of Sweden? And do you think that was a good thing in the long run? I feel like me and you were on the forefront of national teams when we were younger, and obviously so much has changed now. How important is it to keep it real to your own self in these times? Like, what would you tell a younger kid that's maybe in like the same position that you might have been in? Hope that's a good one. Excited to hear the answer. Miss you guys. And talk to you later.
Quick sidebar, Silk. Can we use the photo of Sage from Casino for his guest question? Can we put that on the screen? Okay, thank you.
That's a good one. Thank you for the question, Sage. Miss you, dog. Why I got kicked off was because, I don't know, we were living a little loose, having a good time, me and Tor. And I had a blog at the time where I was posting some stuff and posting some stuff on Instagram, and like all the episodes was just like a big party. And the national team gave me numerous warnings. And I didn't take them in. I was just, fuck it, let's keep going. Like, I don't know. I was just trying to, back then, I think I was just trying to get attention, like, build something up, and didn't matter really what I did, kind of. I just sent it on all parts. And then at one point, like, these Swedish reporters and newspapers started writing about me, and I had the blog at the time, and I fired back at them. And that was when they really got like pissed off. So they called me one day, "You're kicked off the team." I was like, "Oh shit," but fuck it. And then the same day, Tor calls the national team, like, dropped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got kicked off too?
No, he left.
Oh, he quit?
He was like, "Hey, fuck
out.
you guys, I'm out." Yeah. So that's like, I don't know anybody else who would do that, you know, because
It's your ride and die right there.
Yeah, 100%. And we're still the best homies. And
So you guys are partying, and is it kind of in contradiction to the seriousness of the Olympics, and you guys need to train, and you guys need to be Olympic athletes, and you're kind of just like, fuck this, I want to live my own life and have fun?
yeah, we were like, we just wanted to have fun. We didn't really care too much about the Olympics, and I don't think we even would have done anything good in the Olympics, but yeah, we tried to go there. And yeah, then there's this other story, like we were in Austria. There was this Swedish national team camp going on, and me and Tor went to a strip club, and then I posted an Instagram story like outside, or Instagram post outside the strip club, took it down like in a minute or two, but the Swedish media like saved it. And then the next day we wake up, it's like all over the newspapers, like Kevin and Tor like in a strip club during national team training camp in Austria. And yeah, that was probably when the national team was like, yeah, you guys, this doesn't work anymore.
Was this in Zillertal, in Meyerhofen?
Yeah.
And just to clarify, that is the worst strip club in the world.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
It's like this dingy thing that's next to a skate park, like way out of town. Oh,
And I think the photo was like, we were posing with a mannequin outside. We weren't even in there, but they thought it was a real stripper.
So I have a note that says that at one point you won Athlete of the Year in your hometown.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Then they took it away. Yeah, I was like standing on like the square in my hometown, like taking this prize from the mayor or whatever. And then yeah, when all this shit went down, they were like, yeah, they went out and like the news and stuff like, yeah, we're taking this back.
out.
He's not having this. Yeah, it's
Amazing.
pretty,
Yeah, so
pretty funny.
how was experiencing the kind of like getting attacked on the internet?
I felt pretty bad about it at some times, but I did this myself. Dude, I was so young, just, I don't know, seeking attention and doing shit that I thought was funny. I think I was like 18 or something. And then, yeah.
dude, and your hype, like when you were that age, like at peak KB, like pre-Beyond Medals days, Nike program, doing all the contests, starting Beyond Medals, like you were a phenomenon, like something that from the outside, like you were the closest we had to that old school, like 1990s rock star thing in snowboarding. Like some of the premieres, because were you in Eastern 7?
Yeah.
You had a couple of years with Eastern 7?
Yeah, had small parts in there.
Yeah, you caught a bit of that Eastern 7 hype.
Yeah.
And then you sort of, it felt like you just took all of that. Like you go to after parties and there'd be queues of girls, guys, anyone just wanting to meet him or have a beer with him or throw a beer at him or watch him throw a beer. It was just that like fervor around someone that was, it was pretty insane to watch. Like,
Yeah, it was wild back then, but really enjoyed it. Had a good time for sure. But yeah, now it's totally different.
yeah, it was mad. But like,
Yeah.
even there was that time, like I remember you had to get like across Europe or something to a contest and there was no like, I can't remember, the team couldn't take you or something. So he just posted on Instagram like, yo, can someone give me a ride? And did guys not drive from the north of Germany or something to Austria to pick you up?
Yeah, someone drove me from somewhere like for hours. It was crazy.
And
I hooked him up with a board and
Yeah.
super nice guy. We had some good chats in the car.
But he drove like from Berlin or something to Austria, which is
Nice.
like 9 hours or so, 6 hours. Picked him up on the east side of Austria, drove him to LAAX, and then went, nice meeting you, and drove back to Berlin.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was cool.
I heard the media wanted you to apologize too.
Yeah, they didn't want me to apologize, and no, I didn't want to apologize. Like, looking back at it, I don't regret anything. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't do all that stuff back then. Like, dude, I was young. I was just having fun, living my life, and I wouldn't do the same stuff today. But yeah, that's why I'm sitting here, because of what I built from a young age.
Yeah, staying true to yourself. That was something that Sage kind of asked, talking about how teams have evolved and the national teams being such a big deal nowadays. But he was wondering, his question was, do you have any advice for a kid in a similar situation?
Yeah, my advice for a kid is just like, do whatever like you want to do. If you really have like the mindset and enjoy doing something a lot, then go for that. Like, don't listen to what other people think you should do. Just listen to yourself. That's what's going to take you the furthest.
Cool. Stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
That's great. And what do you think about it now with the current state of where we're at with it was starting to really grow the national teams and the seriousness and the training. And once the Olympics became involved, obviously, but now it's even more serious with airbags and coaches with iPads and the whole deal. Having lived that life and having kind of moved on to a different chapter, what do you think about the current state of competitive snowboarding?
The current state of the competitive snowboarding now is, dude, it's unreal. I have so much respect for all the guys doing these crazy tricks. And then when you go into the airbags and stuff, of course, if you want to learn all these tricks and don't kill yourself, you almost need an airbag. If you're not Mark McMorris or Red Gerard but most of the people need an airbag not to kill themselves. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What up, gang? We're going to take a quick break with a message from one of our sponsors, Melin. Now, Melin's making some premium headwear, and they got a variety of collections and styles built for any climate. They got the Hydro collections, perfect for warmer climates. It's got a water-repellent exterior and a buoyant visor core so they float, no more losing your hats on the lake. It's about time somebody made something like this. And they also got a thermal collection. It's built to keep you warm in the winter time. They got fleece-lined and Sherpa-lined hats. Gonna be extra cozy on that dome piece. Look, they sent us a whole bunch of hats, including Louis Vito's signature beanie, which is a great selection for this season if you're looking for a beanie. They're so durable that they're likely gonna last you at least 5 times longer than any other beanie you got. That's a long time. Don't believe us? Check it out for yourself at melin.com. That's MELIN.com. All right, we're going to take a quick intermission here to talk to you about our good friends over at Pub Beer, who just happen to be the official beer of questionable decision-making and cheap fun. That's right. You heard it here first. Whether you're just having a couple, maybe you're watching the game, Pub Beer's a great option. Cheap fun. Maybe you need 50. Did you just get dumped? Pub Beer's got you covered. Cheap fun. Every time. Pub Beer. Exciting news here at the Bombhole. Shredbots is proud to present their latest film, Return, featuring Torstein Horgmo, Mikey Cicerelli, Mons Roisland, Brandon Kokard, Brandon Davis, and Raibu Katayama. Pretty stacked roster. The world premiere is November 21st in Denver at the Ellie Calkins Opera House. It's going to be a community gathering, a night to remember. Bring a friend, because carpooling is recommended. There's going to be a meet and greet with the writers, product giveaways, and an after party at the Chambers Grant Salon downstairs at the Opera House, open to the first 500 people through the door. You got to be quick. For full tour information, head on over to shredbots.com or the Shredbots Instagram page for all locations and dates.
That's cool. Okay, well, let's keep moving. Let's keep talking about Beyond Medals and how it evolved. Because you guys started, the funny thing is with skits and videos where you show up a year late to the Olympic Village. And
yeah,
you're
still got it tattooed on my arm. Yeah. This was one after party in Sochi 2015.
Sick.
Do you remember getting that tattoo?
No, no. But I woke up with plastic around my arm and it was hurting, so I knew something happened.
So during the inception of Beyond Medals, you guys had the web series.
Yeah.
I would love for you to explain to our audience what those were all about and the skits and everything that came along with that.
Yeah, so with the web series, like I said earlier, we just wanted to show our way of snowboarding and what we were doing on these trips, and always been a big fan of the grenade movies, and they were doing intros and stuff. So we were really into making skits. So I think from our first episode, we had an intro, and we've been going strong with that ever since. And then we wanted to have the partying in there like the old school movies had, and we wanted to show the snowboarding. So yeah, we just wanted to show everything we did, kind of.
Cool. We actually have a question from Mark Dangler.
Dangler.
I think he's head of marketing at CAPiTA. I'm not sure. I might be butchering that title, but he has a question about the intros. Here we go.
Can you just give us some background, some detail, shed some light on how the heck are you guys getting these intros for the movies dialed in, which just turn out incredible year after year, from Bahamas to Casino? I mean, how are you guys making that happen? It's truly some movie magic. Take care, guys. Hope you're having a good one.
Thank you, Dangler. Miss you, dog. So we're lucky. I have my brother, Andreas. He's working for a production company. So he does like car commercials, like all kinds of commercials. And he's helping us out with these intros. And yeah, it's nuts when we're filming them because sometimes it's green screens, like you don't really see what's going to happen. And then he pulls it into the computer and it's just, yeah, this amazing intro.
Cool.
Who comes up with the ideas? Because like you said, from the first web, like, because you've gone from like the web series to obviously now like the way bigger production style one, like the casino stuff. We were talking about it off camera before. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
Like who comes up with the concept? Like, do you sit with your brother, or do you, like, you and Tor go, we want to do this, and then your brother sort of makes it happen?
So it's mostly my brother that comes up with an idea. Or if we have a movie name, we come with the movie name and then he kind of builds it around that. And this year it was Hodges from Monster. He was like, you guys got to do the casino intro and call the movie Casino. And then my brother was like, fuck yeah, I love this movie. Let's make it happen. And then, yeah, a couple of months later, we flew to Vegas, the whole crew, and just had the best time of our lives.
Some world-class acting. Let's talk about who's great on camera. Who's a natural actor when you put the camera on for these skits?
I would say, yeah, Sage Katzenberg in the casino intro. Vaer. Yeah, he was number one, of course. Ulrich is always acting good. Like, camera moves around, Ulrich is there looking like, dude, he's the bomb too. Sebbe de Bach, amazing as well. Tornado, like, me and Flo probably in the bottom of the list. Me, Flo, Lude, we're at the bottom of the list.
Dude, I want to talk about Ulrich for a second. I've never fucking met Ulrich, but god damn it, is that guy exciting to watch snowboard. Can you tell us what it's like sessioning a wedge with that guy?
I don't even know how to tell it. It's just, you never know what he's going to do. Like, I wish you could see half the stuff he's trying. It's mind-blowing. Like, things you don't even think is possible to even try. And he just goes for it.
What? Give me an example.
Nollie, back rodeo, 1440, like...
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. There will be a clip of that in the new Beyond Metals movie. First shot of the movie, a slam. Nollie, double backside rodeo, 1440 to the back.
Yes. You leaked also like a fearless line of him from AK to me in the car the other day.
Yeah, dude. He's gnarly. He's not afraid of anything. He just charges and...
Yeah, there's that one back three from the back of Absolute Park last year.
Yeah.
Where he just...
Oh, fuck. I need to put that in the movie.
Yeah, overshot by like 70 feet to nothing. You're like, what are you thinking, dude? But Ulrich's just even his intro to, was it 2 years ago, where he just falls off onto the street?
Yeah. Like he had a backcountry accident in the streets. It was gnarly.
Front flip off the railing?
Yeah. He just sort of tumbles down some grass.
He's walking like...
No, I know that, but I was also just saying, in addition to that, when he just strapped it on the deck, and they're like, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's insane. He's a gnarly guy. Love Ulrich.
I actually, speaking of Beyond Metals crew, I have kind of a rapid fire hot take situation of kind of, just you can talk about one person in the crew who embodies each one of those things. So I'm going to run through these rapid fire. Give me a name. We'll keep it moving. Okay, who tomahawks the most?
Ulrich.
Who's the worst at driving?
I'm gonna get shit for this. Tornado. He's driving a Formula One car out there.
Who does the most flips?
Ulrich.
Who gets the most drunk?
Ulrich or Lude?
Ulrich's running.
See how serious his face got then? He was just like, oh, this is a tough
Trying
one.
to think, like, it's hard.
Okay, who's the most confident on their snowboard?
Sebbe or Lude? And Ulrich too.
Most likely to get arrested?
Tor or Ulrich? Probably Tor. I'll go with Tor.
Who snores the loudest?
That's Ulrich.
Who lands the most?
Lude and Sebbe.
Who would win a slopestyle contest amongst the crew?
Sebbe.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right,
Pretty good.
cool.
Ulrich kind of
Sorry for
dominated
dodging
that.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just dominates whatever he does.
He just
though, let's be
dominates.
fair.
Dude,
He's
he's
a
a
force
winner.
to be reckoned with.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the crew as well, though. Speaking of the crew, like it's sick to see, like, you know, back when we were younger, the crew vibe was pretty strong in videos, and it came out like that. Like, you guys have been tight. Obviously, you and Tor for many years, but like to bring the crew together and remain such a strong crew, like that really comes out in the videos. Like,
That's
has it
nice.
been? Was it a conscious decision, or does it just happen naturally?
No, it just kind of happened naturally. Like, we've been boys since forever, and it just happened naturally that we started filming and kept it going, and growing Beyond Metals together. And now everyone is writing for Beyond Metals as well. So it's like, it feels natural.
Yeah, and it eventually evolved into obviously apparel and then outerwear. But before we get to that, I'm curious with the editing. Did you edit everything from the beginning?
I didn't edit everything from the beginning. First, we had Diggles, who edited the movies and the webisodes. And then for a year, we had Marcus Vetterberg editing and filming. And Oscar Valentin as well, helping out filming. That's when we won Web Series of the Year. And then after that, we had Sue tapes for a year, made like a 60 millimeter kind of film. And after that, I've been editing. So it's been a couple years.
We have a question from Tor in regards to the evolution of your editing here. Here we go.
Ja men tjenare brorsan.
Tjena.
Hope you guys are having fun. My question for you, Kevin, is what has your learning curve been like in editing snowboard movies? And do you have any advice for someone who's getting into editing? All right, enjoy.
Thank you, Tornado. Miss you, brother. My learning curve for editing, when I started, I think I started editing, I don't even know what the program was. I was probably 12 or 13 in Folgefanna, making my own little part from the summer clips I got to the song Diamonds Are Forever. I don't even know what the program was. And then I used some other programs over the years, but then for Betty Ford, I downloaded Premiere Pro and started learning that and just watched a bunch of YouTube tutorials how to edit, and called my brother here and there asking for tips. And my advice for younger people that want to start editing is just YouTube tutorials. That's what I've been doing for ages. Photoshop, Illustrator, anything. Everything is online. Just search on YouTube and you'll find how to do it.
That's so cool.
Why did you decide to edit the full movie then? Was there a reason behind that? Was it a budget thing? Was it just you thought you could do it better? Or
I don't think it was a budget thing. It was more I kind of want to do it. I want to learn this, and I enjoy making little videos, and just happened naturally. And then after that, I made what came after Bahamas, I think, or Relapse, then Bahamas, then Casino, and now we're working on the next one.
So going back to, we were kind of breezing over this huge period of time of Beyond Metals web series stuff. And there's so many fucking golden nuggets of episodes. For you, do you have a couple all-star Mount Rushmore episodes that you really are proud of from back in the day?
Episodes from back in the days, we kind of hid all of them. We put them, they're not online anymore because we were, I don't know. But
it was a different era.
It was a different era. We had so much fun, memories forever, and little anxiety here and there. But it was, I don't know, my favorite one, which one could that have been? Maybe us being in Russia, having a good time. And dude, we got to see so many cool places traveling around. It's hard to pick one. And I don't remember all of them here now. But dude, it's just been a trip
Selective
going to all
memory.
these different places, filming and having a good time with the boys.
That's cool. And then Sebe was telling me, he's like, dude, Kevin would did a frontside 14 back in the day.
Yeah, I Stubai way back. Never done it since. Never gonna do it again.
One and
it's
done?
crazy. Yeah, one and done.
Nice.
I just had to see if I could do it, and it was hard. Hard to get that much spin around. Not for me.
You had some 12s though back in the day, right?
Cab 12 a couple times, but
Mostly kept it to 10s.
Kept it to 10s and yeah, I wasn't really the guy doing the crazy tricks. I wish I could back then, but I just didn't have the fire and the technique to pull it off.
And what about your illustrious street rail career?
Great question,
Yeah.
Henry. Great question.
Dude, I gave it a go, and then one trip, fuck, I need to send you this clip. You need to put it in there. We were in Oslo, and there was this rail in the middle of 2 rails on the side, and then I jumped off early and hit like a pole, like this with my back foot, and just boom, flipped down, landed on like a street, and like, fuck, I broke my ankle, like shit, freaking out. It's hard to explain. You have to see the video.
Yeah.
But that was the end of it, I think.
Savage bail.
Yeah, savage bail. And I always had a hard time like sliding sideways on rails, so I was scared of that, cutting my edge.
Airtime guy.
I mean, you gave it a crack though. I remember that being like,
Yeah.
spoke to Diggles or Torn, like, yeah, we're gonna go give it another go in the streets. Kevin's gonna have a go. And
That
they're
was
like, no,
that was not my thing.
He's not
And,
into it.
Yeah. I like touch a box here and there sometimes, but just briefly jump on and off. It's not my thing.
Cool. And you guys started as just a media company, essentially. That was just a couple homies making videos. And then Beyond Metals evolved into starting to make apparel. How did that come to be?
So yeah, me and Tor started doing t-shirts and hoodies back in the days, like super small quantities, couple long sleeves, hoodies, tees. And yeah, we sold them and they started selling out. So we made more collections and designs, and yeah, just we're doing that for a very long time, but it didn't really go anywhere. And we didn't make more quantities. But then at one point we were like, okay, what are we gonna do next? Like, this is not gonna do it. And then we started looking into CBD. So we actually started a Beyond Metal CBD company. And we got the bottles, the labels, everything, got the CBD. And like, we had so many boxes and was like, had the website built. We were gonna do this. This is our thing. Like, we're gonna do good on CBD. Had no idea what we were doing. And then, yeah, while we were doing this, we got the opportunity, or an investor came and was like, yo, we want to invest in your company. Let's take it to the next level. And that's when we decided, like, let's go for outerwear. Let's do it. Yeah. It's been a dream for forever, but we just haven't been able to do it because we didn't have the money for it.
Before you moved into outerwear, you got in a little bit of trouble a couple of times with some of your designs. With the apparel. Can you shed some light on some of those designs that caused some problems?
Olympic ring logo on a couple t-shirts and hoodies, and it said Beyond Metals in each ring, but in the Olympic, the logo. So we got a cease and desist letter from the Olympic committee, so we had to like send in everything that we had left and to this place where they decided they could destroy the products. So we had to do that. And
it was an exact copy. It was the same colors, everything.
Same colors.
Don't
same
fuck around with those rings. Yeah.
No, don't fuck around with them.
Don't fuck around with the rings.
Like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then, whatever.
Sold a couple, though, before they got this.
We sold a few.
Are there still some out there?
No.
So at this point, when the streetwear needs to get designed, are you making everything? Are you coming up with concepts?
Yeah, I make all the designs for the streetwear and outerwear. And then me and Tor go through it all. And then we have 2 ladies in the office that are doing a great job of actually putting a product together, because we have no idea how to do that with seams and measuring everything. And
have you always loved fashion and design and clothes? Have you been drawn to that?
Just like creating stuff. And I think like me and Tor together, like I can do the stuff on the computer and he comes with some ideas, and then we just work together with it. And I think it's a great combination.
I mean, you've always been pretty fresh looking on your snowboard. It always seemed like, you know, what is it you say?
I don't know
you look
about
good,
that,
you play good, and you play good.
You feel good. You feel good. You play good. You play good.
Did you see me in the red striped tie pants back in the days? I don't know.
Oh yeah, actually, well, I've not gone back that far. More recent years, but there was always some kind of, even if it was slightly questionable, there was always a theme going on. You didn't just throw random stuff together.
No. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. I never really thought about it, but enjoy creating stuff together with Tor.
Well, I think it's fascinating for our listeners, because even before I dove into this show with you, I didn't really understand the extent at which you guys are running this business. It's now Beyond Metals, where you have to design a line of outerwear. You have to design a capsule of street goods and hats and all these things. And you're the person that is coming up with the concept and speccing it and picking the colors and, the fits. Like there's so much work that goes on in what you do. So walk us through like a day-to-day of like, you know, your design workload.
Day to day. So let's say like now in the summertime, we're at the office 8:30 in the morning, me and Tor, together with the other guys. And let's say we're going to start a new project with outerwear. We start making sketches on the computer, which takes, like I started with that winter time last year, just designing in Illustrator and Photoshop. And then when we came back this summer, you got to start looking at, okay, what kind of like garments you want to use, like ripstop, 3-layer, 2-layer, like all that kind of stuff. And then you come to colors. It's just books of different colors, like hundreds, thousands, like it's insane. And then we sit down with the team, go through what we think is right, and then we send colors in for, I don't even know what it's called, but they send back a bunch of samples, like little garments with different, like let's say you want one color and then you get back 5 similar, so you can get to choose the right one. And then you get a bunch of samples after that once you find the right colors. And I don't know, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, no,
it's a lot of work to create a product for 100%. Sure.
And so the one thing I think is interesting, you know, we have a small apparel brand with Bombhole, and we design all these, you know, hoodies and things like that. And sometimes you think you're going to sell 1 million of a thing and nobody gives a shit about it. And then the thing that you don't really like, everybody loves. And so it's this interesting balance. And we've kind of came to the philosophy of like, we don't want to make anything that we're not going to fucking wear ourselves. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have a philosophy for anything with designing stuff where you're like, okay, this is right, we're going to make it?
Yeah, we did. Like when we just started like expanding, going wider, we made some stuff that was like, we think this is going to work for the like majority of people, but I might wear it myself, and it didn't work at all. So now we're kind of making just stuff that we all feel kind of comfortable wearing or we think is looking cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you're designing pretty tech functional product as well. Like you're
with
not,
the outerwear, like
you're not just throwing out like, I don't want to throw any companies under the bus, but you're not just putting like the Beyond Metals on something that you're going to get soaked on the mountain. It's good gear.
Yeah, we build outerwear from scratch. And like the thing with Beyond Metals, we want to make outerwear that fits everybody kind of. And also with the price ranges, like we have the baggy park pants for $160, and then you can buy a bib pant for like $380 or something like that. So we want to be available for everyone and different styles and stuff too. So we just want to try to build a wide range so it fits, like so anyone can find a piece that they actually like and buy it.
Mm-hmm. Is there like sorry, Chris, is there a designer person at the end who like, because obviously, you know, you say you're sketching stuff on computers. Yeah. Like, is there someone who can kind of keep you in check and just be like, hey guys, like, we appreciate your enthusiasm, but this is maybe not.
Of course. And like sometimes me and Tor are designing something and we give it to the girls in the office that actually know how to put together a product, and they're like, this costs way too much. Like, we can't do this, but how if we do it this way? Like, they are realistic people and just trying to make everything work. So without them, it would be impossible.
We need the dreamers and the realists. That's a good combo platter
for sure.
There. So going back, I think it would be interesting to talk about like, so you're in Tor's role and how they're different.
Mm-hmm. Like Tor is more doing the business things, like talking to sales agents, distributors, and everything kind of on the business side. And I'm more design, making the movies and the creative stuff. But then Tor is there as well. And then on meetings, mostly, both me and Tor are there anyway. So we're just kind of all over the place in the company.
I love that.
What are you laughing over there?
No, just all over the place in the company. I'd love to come and check the office out one day.
Yeah, you should come.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I mean, because you guys have done so much more even outside of Beyond Medals as well. Like, you go back to where he grew up snowboarding, they did the Alla Invite back in the day as well. You gave yourself even more work. Yeah,
we did the Alla Invite contest back in the days. That was really fun, but my advice is don't do a snowboard bigger competition in south of Sweden. It's gonna rain and you're gonna have to drive in truckloads of snow to make an event happen. And a big air contest too. Like, we had to, I don't know how many containers we had to get in, but it was a lot. And then just snow from ice rinks, and
it was amazing. Like,
it was fun. We had a great time.
You were in the cat until like You did like 24-hour shift in the cat, right?
Yeah, my dad was building the jump and I was there with him. And like the first year, the jump was pretty good. Second year, it was not as good and pure ice. So yeah, had rain for a week and then that day just -10 and brick.
Question, were all the people that showed up psyched?
Yeah, people were psyched. Like we had big bands there, like concerts. All the riders, I think, had a good time too.
Dude, it was insane.
We were partying, having a good
There were
time.
fireworks. Like it was a hark back to old school snowboard contest. Like there was music going on. The MCs, like these Swedish guys, were going ballistic. I mean, I'm a snowboard MC, and like these guys were next level. We were I did the web stream with Stan. Like we had Ingemar Backman crash into the booth, blackout drunk, didn't even know he was coming in. He just wanted to come and say hello. Like crashes into the
Shout
TV
out to
feed.
Ingmar.
Shout out to Ingemar. And then like, as you can imagine, like Kevin's been, I don't know how he was still moving, like doing all this work. And then you get bussed, or did we walk? I can't remember, like into the middle of Gothenburg to these massive clubs. And you're like, there's queues of people down the street. And it's just like, it's like the Golden Palace, doors open, red carpet. And like one year we had a bar set up in the middle of the dance floor, right? Like there's this whole dance floor, and we had this like
the first
VIP.
Year,
yeah, the
first year we had the contest.
And I was like, how have these guys pulled it off? It was insane.
Yeah, we loved to party back then for sure.
But that's memorable experience. Those are good experiences.
Yeah. We had a great time. Like it was not looking like the best contest like out there. It was muddy. It was like kind of sketchy, but yeah, we had a great time, and I hope the people that was there watching had a great time too.
You had a young Red Gerard there, about like 13 years old.
Yeah, with his parents, and I remember he came out for dinner with us, and then after dinner we had to like kind of put him in a cab so he could go home before the after party. And yeah, he was that young.
Well, cool. I noticed you're like really hesitant to talk about like, back then I party, but I'm chill now. But I also think it's like, okay.
I still party.
Yeah, it's okay to be unapologetic about partying. Some of the best friendships are formed. Like I've had some of the best times of my life fucking raging. And I think that's, as long as you're not fucking your life up, like that's great.
Yeah, but we're still raging. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. We're still partying for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to talk about with the brand, with Beyond Metals. People don't understand how difficult it is running a business. Like, what are some of the unseen obstacles that you guys encounter on a daily basis with Beyond Metals that maybe the consumer or the average person wouldn't see?
Dude, it can be anything. Like, let's say you're getting samples back, like actually finished samples. This is what the production going to be like. And then one of those samples, like, let's say you put on a pant and the hook that you put on your boot is on the heel of your pant. It's like, this is not gonna work. Is it gonna be like this on every pant? And then like you have to go through so many pants and check, and then just the stress. But then luckily, or mostly it's just one out of one, or like one piece that is kind of destroyed.
Yep. So quality control is an issue.
Yeah.
Well, inversely, what do you think the keys to success are or have been for you guys? What do you think has been the key ingredients to why Beyond Metals has been successful in your opinion?
I think like the key to success, I don't know, but we're just a bunch of homies like having a good time traveling the world, and we're running the company together. And I think people can actually see that it's a brand. It's not just, some brands just, okay, we'll pay this rider, this rider, this rider. It's going to look cool, but you can kind of see through it all. But Beyond Metals is just a bunch of homies doing this together. And yeah, I think people can see that and appreciate that.
Yeah. You guys are authentic.
Yeah.
That's authenticity always shows through. People can always tell. Yeah, I love that. And I think another thing that's cool to talk about, this is fresh on my mind because recently we had a conversation with Billy Anderson, but he was talking about Volcom, and he was saying, Volcom, a lot of its success was because they were a media company. And if you look at Beyond Metals, you guys make apparel, you make outerwear, but you also contribute greatly to the culture of snowboarding through the medium of these videos that you make. And that's been fantastic for you guys.
Yeah, so we're still like making movies because we started with the webisodes and then making movies, and that's what we love the most to do, and we're still doing it. And luckily, it's great marketing for an outerwear brand. So yeah, it's just working out good, and we're gonna keep making movies for as long as we can.
obviously you've got your brain's occupied with so much stuff.
Yeah.
When the snow starts falling and you know you've got to film a video part, is that your focus 100%? Like I'm not Kevin the businessman anymore. I'm not Kevin the company owner. I'm Kevin the shredder who wants to put out a part that people are stoked with.
So yeah, during the winter, 100% of my focus kind of goes to filming a video part. Of course, after riding, you get back to the hotel or like wherever you're staying, you can answer some emails and do some work. But luckily we got the people in the office that understand that we're out like doing this and this is great for the brand as well. So they help us out as much as they can. But yeah, it's pretty much 100% focus on filming a video part when it's wintertime.
Do you stress about tricks? Are you like, wow, my part's suffering, like I've not got enough footage, like, because I mean, your parts, so the videos are always amazing. You got Sebi out there doing triples into powder. You've got Luda putting enough footage together for like 12-minute video parts. You've got a much more aesthetic look to your parts. Like, you know, there's not necessarily the most technical spin tricks, but there's always stuff in there that clips from your video part every year go viral, from whether it's just a slash or a butter or a, you know, something like this. Like, how much of that do you think about?
I think about a lot of stuff that I want to do, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't do that I really want to do. Like the tricks I'm doing in a winter filming, I always start like with the stuff that I kind of know how to do, and then I try to do some more stuff, like kind of evolve a little bit or get a new twist on it. And it doesn't always work out. And then let's say this winter was a really hard one and you've done the tricks that you feel safe with, and then kind of winter is over. And yeah, it's hard sometimes. You always want to evolve and you try stuff, but you don't always land it. So, but yeah, I think with Beyond Metals and the crew we have, we're so different as riders. So you get a little bit of everything. So you don't get bored watching the movies. Like you got Sebe doing the most insane stuff, Lude, Ulrich, Tor, like Flo, Henna, like it's a good mix of people. So yeah,
I think it's interesting to talk about with it appears to me you got more of like a less is more approach to snowboarding, you know, things less rotation, more style. And then things like you nose blunt down the powder and then pretzel out and things like that. And so, I'm just curious about your philosophy with that stuff.
I just kind of want to do the stuff that I enjoy doing, that I like. Let's say I want to do a laid back pretzel, and I've done that. Then, okay, let's see if I can do the switch. And I just want to, let's say I do a trick regular. I kind of want to involve it, try to do it switch and see what's possible. But then I'm not going to be the guy dropping in doing a switch 1260 because I don't know how to do that and I'm afraid of it. So I got to try to find a way to, do something different.
Just stay in your lane. I love it.
Stay in my lane.
But it's so popular as well because it's so relatable. Like it's the kind of stuff that, I mean, I'm probably never going to be able to do that, but I can see it and think like, I could try that. Like it's attainable for so many people. And I think that's why your parts maybe resonate with not just the young kids. It's like, I got 50-plus-year-old guys saying, wow, you see Kevin's part. Like, that's sick.
Thank you, man. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, going back, I like it's inspirational yet attainable. You know what I mean? Like that's the formula that you have, and especially rings really true in your real snow. I'm not sure what year it was, 2021, I believe. But the whole concept, it seemed to me, was more side hits based, everything you could see from the resort. And you ended up with a bronze medal. The part's incredible. What was your approach when you went and filmed that real snow in 2021?
My approach when filming for real snow was I wanted to have like a great full cam filmer, and Arthur Longo is a big inspiration for me and was back then. So I was like, I want to try to do side hits and do something different so I stand out to the other guys doing real snow. And I knew Sage was in there, Stolly, like there is no way I'm going to go out in the backcountry and try to do better tricks than those guys. Like there's no way. So I got to try to do something different. And I got Marcus Wetterberg, the filmer, which is one of the best filmers I know. And then, we just stayed in LAAX. They hooked us up with like lodging and helping us out build stuff and letting us jump off buildings. And they just gave us, the ropes pretty much. And we just stayed there for, I don't know how long we filmed for, but it was amazing. And then, yeah, just side hits and good times.
There he is. They removed the Athlete of the Year trophy. And then there he is with the bronze X Games medal.
Yeah, silver actually.
Silver, silver. My bad. Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah,
all good.
It all worked out perfectly.
And that relationship with LAAX is one you've had for a long time, huh?
Dude, LAAX is the sickest resort. They do so much for snowboarding over there. They have great training for backcountry. They got, I don't even know how many pipes and jumps and rails. And it's just I don't even know. How do you say, what are those places called where you have roller coasters? Like
Fairground, the theme park.
It's just a big amusement park, the whole place.
And you get the odd mythical Nicholas Muller sighting as well.
You'll see him in the woods sometimes.
In the woods, yeah.
Mystical experience.
You see him come cruising by on a slope. It's unreal.
So this is something that was news to me. I did not know this existed before talking to CAPiTA Buck. But you guys have basically a room in LAAX?
Yeah.
It's like the Beyond Metals lodging. Paint a picture for the listeners of this Beyond Metals lodging situation you have there.
Okay, so yeah, we're staying at the Riders Hotel in LAAX. Amazing place. Get everything you need. Great rooms, good breakfast. They get a gym, ping pong table, like video game room.
Young Dolly
has a party like every weekend down in the basement.
Amazing vegan food as well for any
great
any
vegan
people
food.
who don't eat meat.
I thought vegan food was kind of so-so, but now after living there, you can make amazing vegan food. So it's cool. But yeah, the room situation, we're normally 4 boys in one big room. Like there's 2 guys sleeping in a double bed. There's 1 guy in a single bed, and then there's 1 more guy in a single bed above, kind of like a bunk bed. And sometimes we've been 6, 7 people in there in a small room. It's nuts. It gets pretty stinky in there. And if you're in the top bunk, the toilet is next to it. And of course, everybody's shitting in there. And dude, the smell in that top bunk, but you get a little bit of privacy, but you got to just take the shit smell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get to know your boys pretty well.
For sure.
It's pretty funny. I've been in that room before, after a heavy evening at Young Dolly's bar. And
it's a good place.
These guys are pretty, from the outset, the Beyond Metals crew, they roll pretty.
I had to hit that.
They roll pretty high class, but then, they keep it real when they're in the Riders Hotel.
Fuck, we appreciate that place so much. Like, dude, we can stay in this hotel all winter long and travel from there, ride LAAX, the best park in the world, great mountain for free riding too. What more can you ask for? It's insane.
Yeah, it seems like if I was going to do a European snowboard vacation, I would go stay at LAAX. It just seems incredible.
You should. The scene there is amazing.
It's so good when it snows as well, because Nicholas Muller's part from back in the day, the X Games, real snow, it's so fun. And for freestyle snowboarding as well, there's not many places that you, the terrain, definitely you have to be careful, but it's not so gnarly as some of the places in Europe. You can just go off and pat down something and have fun in kind of Super Mario land, just bouncing around. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's been 10 years since I went there, but they had everything from small jibs to huge pro-level jackers to mini pipe to the insanely good half pipe.
The world's biggest.
Yeah. It's that half pipe's perfect.
That's a scary pipe. And when you watch people that actually can ride half pipe ride it, you're like, what the fuck? You're in the T-bar or the chairlift and you watch Valentino Guselli or Scotty James fly by, you're like, oh my God, it's nuts.
The last time I dropped in on a super pipe was there, and it was with Ulrich and Tor. They're like, let's drop in the pipe. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. Yeah. I think Ulrich nearly died. He just went a bit too hot.
That LAAX Open pipe final this year was maybe the possibly the event of the year. That was very fun.
100%.
I don't know how those guys do it. It's just unreal. And then go and switch as well, all the switch backside tricks. How do you keep your heel edge on there and do those kind of tricks and
there's
go that high?
There's a whole podcast on that on that topic, which we've been chatting about over dinner. But you got to think that pipe as well, the commitment. Mm-hmm. Jeremy, the guy who shapes the pipe, he's so committed to making sure, he's there. I was telling Chris at dinner, he's almost there with a penknife, scraping away tracks. It's so good. And their commitment to the whole freestyle program as a whole.
Yeah.
They got Reto Gertner in charge of it, who's this kind of, people refer to him as this mad Bond villain, because whatever he thinks, he's we'll just build the world's biggest super pipe. And people are like, you can't do that. And he's like, yeah, we will.
Yeah. And it's like the pipe is that good all winter long. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk to you about our good friends over at Oakley. They got a new team collection this year with Sage Kotzenberg and Jamie Anderson. Yep, I was just as impressed as you. Designed for a memorable backcountry experience, utilizing Oakley's industry-leading, top-secret, extremely advanced technology that I myself cannot comprehend. This collection offers you a breathable, waterproof, and windproof experience. Designed with and for the athletes, bringing their personality into the design. You're not going to want to miss this new collection. So head on over to oakley.com and check it out for yourself.
All right, let's take a quick break and talk about Yeti. They got a new cooler. It's called the Roadie 15, and it's perfect for all of your essentials. You can throw it on the front of an ATV, throw it on your paddleboard or a kayak. It's also really light. You can carry it down to your beach, or you can go fishing with it. Great cooler, weighs less than 10 pounds empty. It's also ample space to fit a 12-pack of standard cans with ice. So those bevs stay cold wherever your adventure takes you. They got all types of technology in this thing too. They got the new double-duty strap, which means you don't need to use your hands. You can throw it over your shoulder. They got good handles. They got the non-slip feet for the back of your truck. They got a drain plug if you want to hose the thing out if it gets nasty. They got tie-down slots. And the best thing about the Yetis is the permafrost insulation. So they're the best coolers. They keep those bevs ice cold on a hot summer day. Check out their website if you want to learn more about the Yeti Roadie 15.
This episode is sponsored by Vaer watches. Vaer is a unique Southern California-based watch brand, and I'm actually wearing the C5 Tactical Field Solar right now, which is their best-selling watch in their entire collection. And what's unique about these watches is that they're solar-powered and they harness light from various sources, including sunlight and artificial light. 6 hours of direct sunlight provides 6 months of power. They're also water resistant, which makes them suitable for swimming, surfing, and other water activities. They all feature a scratch-resistant sapphire crystal, providing durability and clear visibility under various light conditions. And my favorite part is the interchangeable straps so that they can match with any outfit. Learn more at vaerwatches.com, VAER watches.com.
I want to go back to Beyond Metals because we had a question from none other than Zach Hale. And I'm going to cue that thing up right now. Here we go.
What's up, Bombhole? What's up, Kevin? It's Zach. Got a guest question for you. Very interested in how you creative direct / run Beyond Metals. You edit the video. You're in charge of that whole process. And then also with that, being a professional snowboarder, seems like a lot to have on your plate. Just wondering how you manage it all. Hope you're well. See you soon.
Yeah, thank you, Zach, for the question. Miss you, dog. I don't know. I don't really think about it, how it all works out, but it's, I guess if you could see it as you have a summer job, you're snowboarding in the wintertime, and then in the summer you have a summer job. But I'm actually working on our own stuff, the movie, the outerwear, the streetwear, all that. So, yeah, I don't know. And I enjoy doing it. Like, I fucking love it. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
It's cool. Zach and Sage are always repping the gear, too.
Dude, love those guys.
Appreciate that. Like, let's say for a young rider coming up, like maybe they have sort of preconceptions about the path of a pro snowboarder now. Like, you seem so busy. Like, you've got so many things on your plate. Like Zach said, you just listed them there. Is that something you would like advise to young riders coming up? Like, try and stay busy, or do you think they should just focus on doing backside 21s or like diversify?
Or frontside 21s.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, frontside 21s.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. Like, if you like have the fire to try to do something else than snowboarding, like whatever it can be, like try to do it at the same time, because at one point you're not going to be able to snowboard anymore, and then you got to figure out what to do. And if you actually like doing something else as well and you can do both at the same time, that's a bonus.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the team.
Yep.
Who you guys got on the squad? Who's repping the gear?
So on the squad, we have Tornado, Tor Lundström. We got Lude Biltoft, Sebbe de Bach, Ulrik Badertscher, Henna Ikala, Florian Fischer, and that's the snowboard side. And then on the
And yourself.
and myself, yeah. And then on the skate side, we got Kevin Beckel, Gabriel Fortunato, Alex Riesvad, and Josef Scott Yatta. So it's a big, it's a big crew. But
skate guys as well, Kevin.
yeah,
Kevin's an animal.
those guys are gnarly. Like I've seen, they're making a new Beyond Metal skate movie as well, and I've seen some leaks from there, which are insane. And seeing that footage, I'm thinking like, all right, you guys are done filming. Like this is nuts. But they're like, no, we need like half a year more, or a couple months. Like,
So how did the skate team come to be?
me and Tor went on a couple of monster trips, like on skate trips, and met those guys and just partied and had a good time. And then we started talking about what if we, try to do the same as we do in snowboarding, but in skateboarding together with you guys. And yeah, they were just done with it, and we kind of clicked right off the bat.
Insane. Now I noticed a lot of European names in there. I'm not seeing a whole lot of American names coming across that team list. Is there plans to expand?
Yeah, we would love to do that, like for the future, for sure. Like in skateboarding, we have Gabriel. He's from Brazil. But yeah, in snowboarding, of course, we want to, make the team wider. But first of all, we got to take care of our own boys that have been helping us build the brand from day one. That's the most important. And then after that, we'll, of course, want to have a wider team and with all nationalities kind of.
Who would be on your US list that could hang with
That's
those guys?
a good question.
You got to roll a certain way to hang with
Brendan Gerard.
There you go. Of course, Brendan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
making a comeback.
That's our boy.
Yep.
Love Brendan.
I mean, he was in the first Beyond Medals series anyway.
Yeah,
he was he came to the Ala invite.
Yeah. We just saw him now a couple weeks ago in Portugal for a wedding. Love those guys. They got a kid now. And his wife, Lindsay. They're awesome.
Cool. That's amazing.
He was there till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin had gone to bed. Brendan and I were burning the candle at both
Then
ends.
they went to New Zealand and got it pretty good. You weren't on that trip, were you?
I didn't go to New Zealand, no.
Okay. Did you go to Austria or Australia?
I did not, no.
Okay.
I've been busy in the office editing and designing, so didn't have time to cruise over.
Now, when it comes to cool apparel and streetwear brands, do you have brands that you kind of look up to as, damn, I like what they're doing, pull inspiration from? Or are you guys just trying to do your own thing?
I don't have a specific brand, but I just kind of look at everything and take bits and pieces that I like from all different kinds of brands, but not just one specific.
Cool. All right, I'm going to keep things moving here. We're going to get into a great segment of the show. Do you know what segment that might be?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
We're going into name that video part.
Oh, shit.
That's seamless, Henry. That's seamless. What's your confidence level, 0 through 10, on name that video part?
Ooh, maybe a 1.
A 1. I like that.
I don't
Very
know.
low.
My
confidence.
memory is pretty bad, but I love watching snowboard movies.
Okay, maybe this is a meatball, maybe not. Let's see how you do. Here we go.
Is it Nicholas Miller?
Yes, it is.
Sweet.
Nice work, Silk. You got the prize pack. Congratulations. You just won.
Wow.
We don't
got
have a
some
bag for you because we
gear?
flew and we brought minimal items, but there's a hoodie, some sweatpants, some stickers,
got it.
keychain, smelling salts, water
Thank
bottle
you,
with your
guys.
name on it. Congratulations. You just won.
Thank you so much.
He was thinking hard about that. I remember you said
Yeah.
maybe this was a tee up, but were you in that movie? Did you get a part in the?
No, I didn't. No.
That was a bit of a
But
shame. I feel
that was a
like.
great movie.
Yeah, really
Insane
good.
movie.
Yeah, that's some LAAX royalty right there.
Yeah. The king of LAAX.
Okay, next one. This is for the listeners. If you know this video, comment on the photo of Kevin on our Instagram. The first person to comment the right video and segment wins Name That Video part. And actually, you got a sticker in there too. It says, I won Name That Video part, and all I got was the stupid
Sick.
sticker. So
Thank you, man.
you can rock that with pride because you actually did
Okay.
win.
Gonna put it on my board.
But yeah, put it on your board.
Yeah.
There you go. Here we go. This is for the listeners. Okay. Thank you for playing Name That Video part. Did you know that last part?
I did not.
Okay,
So
all
it was a
good.
good thing you put the Nico part first.
What I was wondering, I was thinking about this.
I recognize the song, but I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hard one to call.
Yeah.
All right, you're from Sweden. You know,
Yep.
when you think about Scandinavia, there's so many damn Norwegian super pros over the years, but there's not that many Swedes.
Dude, there is a bunch though.
Am I wrong with that?
Not a bunch.
maybe, yeah. Well,
Okay.
Let's run through
Okay.
some true like big time goats, because you got like Hampus and
You got Hampus,
Jakob.
Jakob, Ingemar,
obviously
Johan. Like there's
Yeah,
a
I
few.
mean, Ingemar,
you got
Johan.
Chris Sorman.
Fredrik Arvidsson. He was back in the day.
Like
is
there's
Rene Swedish or Finnish?
No,
He's
Finnish.
Finnish.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Actually, yeah, maybe I'm coming.
So there's then the Finns
uh,
kind of blend in there too.
Kalle
Yeah.
Olsen, Chris
Cal
Solman,
Olsen, Chris Sorman for sure.
Kareem El Rafi.
Kareem
Kareem El
Rafi,
Rafi.
Nicky Viveg.
Nicky Vivek,
Yeah.
yeah.
I looked up to him
who
a
was
lot
the
when I
guy who
was a
had the
kid.
cover of Method Mag? Back in the day, it was like a front board on like no snow.
Oh, Hans Åhlund.
No, not Hasse Holland. No, there was another guy. But yeah, Hans Holland is another
Pierre
one.
Wickberg.
No, Pierre Wickberg, filmer, obviously. But no, it was
Legend.
Ronnie
Ronnie Säfström. No?
Ronnie Anderson. It was a front board and there's like no snow. Burton, bright orange pants. I think it was Ronnie Anderson. I'm going to have to check that. Anyway, obviously not that big time.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, yeah, maybe the Norwegians.
The Norwegians and Finns are kind of fucking you guys up a little bit.
Yeah,
I hate to
dude.
say it.
They run us over. I will say Ludde Leikner. He's in 7 parts.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
I grew up with him. He was like 2 years older than me. Insane rider, like unreal.
It's just, is it because of the landscape of there being more mountains in Norway? Why are the Norwegians such freaking Clydesdales?
I don't know. Must be the oil. I don't
The
know.
oil?
Yeah,
The Viking
oil.
blood?
Yeah, the Viking blood, the oil. I don't know.
But the Finns though too. Talma, they got Talma.
I don't know about the Finns.
No,
Why is that?
I mean, they just
Did
got
he-
repetitions that
Yeah,
Talma.
they have Talma. They got
like they
faster
were the
laps now.
original model for small
Yeah.
park repetitions. So they just like 3 jumps, icy, always in condition, run
Yeah.
after run, and nothing else to do. They have floodlights. They're just like ride.
you guys got Volvo, IKEA,
Volvo, IKEA. What else do we have?
Stark Varg, the
Stark.
electric dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Callis Caviar.
Callis Caviar.
Yeah.
Kareem El Rafi.
Kareem El Rafi.
ABBA.
Of course. ABBA. That's a big one. Yeah, we got some cool shit.
You got Beyond Metals. You guys got
Beyond
quite
Metals.
A,
We got
Yes.
Tor Lundström.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bill Toft.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're good.
you got some good exports.
No Norwegians on Beyond Medals. Oh, Kevin.
Ulrich.
Yeah, Ulrich's Norwegian, of course.
Ulrich,
sorry.
Kevin, and we got another Scandinavian, Alex Riesvad. And then Joseph is Swedish from
Of
Gothenburg.
course, I couldn't forget Ulrich's.
He's Norwegian. He's a Viking. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
tell. Yeah,
Those guys are just built different.
they are for sure.
Now, earlier off air, you were sharing an interesting story about a certain celebrity you snowboarded with, which I am fascinated about.
Yeah,
A race car driver.
Race car driver. Monster called us. It was a couple of years ago now. They were like, "Yo, we got this trip planned with a Formula One driver, Lewis Hamilton. You guys want to go?" It was me, Tor Haldor, and Teddy Muse at the time. They were like, "Yeah, you want to go cruise Japan for a week with him?" We were like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So they flew us over. We check into this house that we thought was like, wow, this is a baller house. Is everyone staying here? No, it's just us. And then the next morning, we're going to meet everyone and walk into their house, and it's just mansion. And then after that, yeah, we went cat skiing. They shut down a slope in a whole resort, like a big slope just for him to ride, and went surfing, went snowmobiling, went motocross with, what is it called when they have the...
Snow bikes.
Snow bikes, yeah. It was just unreal experience. He was such a nice guy, and his whole crew was cool.
How's he on
too.
the board?
Dude, he's good. He's really good. He was riding a spring break board and trying backflips off pillows. Like, he was not afraid, but he had to wear the helmet, the backpack, like the knee braces, and yeah, but he was charging.
It's pretty gnarly contract. Like, I think if he gets
I don't even
hurt
think
doing
he's
it,
allowed
not
to.
meant. He wasn't
No.
meant to. No.
No.
My
But he,
uncle actually
Allegedly,
lives
he
there.
went. Allegedly, that's his
Yeah,
safe for
allegedly.
legal
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah, they didn't know because he had a full face. If it was
Yeah.
really him.
but there's a YouTube video, Lewis Hamilton goes snowboarding. Like,
But he's a student of snowboarding. Like, he loves
dude,
it. Like,
he loves it. Yeah, it was cool to see, and he's riding good, and he's charging. Like, he's not afraid. Like, I don't think you can be afraid if you're a Formula One driver. Riding a snowboard is
Yeah, it's all this
mellow
soft
for them.
stuff all around you. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
But that was really cool.
And then you guys had a whole thing set up where you went surfing. It was all lined up.
Yeah, he wanted to surf for one day, so yeah, they organized that. I went out in the water and right back. It was freezing cold. Not for me.
Speaking of surfing, you've had some other experiences. You towed in at Nazare, the world's biggest wave.
Me and Tor did with Nick van Rupp back in the days. It was really small waves, like for Nazare or for anyone, I guess. But yeah, I dropped in, started tumbling, and it felt like I was under the water forever. And we had the floating devices, everything, but never doing that again. It was not for me.
Dude, that's so sketchy. Getting held under is aggressive.
Yeah, but when you think of Nazare, it was not like that. It was like summertime, small waves. But for me, I still thought it was pretty.
The waves are pretty big for just an average surf day.
Yeah, but Nick,
don't sell yourself short, Kevin.
Nick is the man. But he was like, "Yeah, dude, it's easy. Just go for it." I was like, "Oh, all right."
Forgive me for not knowing who this gentleman is.
Nick van Rupp, he's like a big wave surfer from Portugal.
Yeah, he's Portuguese. He's like half German, raised in Portugal, like paddles into Nazare, tows into Nazare, does all the big wave world tour, like legend. He's got a huge YouTube following, like just super nice guy.
Yeah. We actually, Tor was there as well. Tor did good. And then we had Max Burry on the trip as well, and he paddled into it. He got it.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't get towed in. He was just paddling. And
Max Burry.
Yeah. Just cruising. He's the steeziest guy.
And he was part of Beyond Medals for a while, right? In the episodes.
Yeah, for sure. We still hang out with him from here to there, and he's the boss.
You know, it'd be interesting, total sidebar derail, but just thinking about you guys over in Europe hiking around. When you guys hit jumps, you like get off the chairlift and it seems like you hike 40 feet and there's like beautiful wedges everywhere and shit.
Yeah.
And then in the United States, generally for backcountry, which you guys are mostly filming, it's like you get the snowmobile, you freaking drive to the trailhead, you unload, you drive 40, 50 miles to a fucking cheese wedge and you chuck roast off of that thing. I would love to hear you talk about the differences between Euro filming versus American filming.
Wow, it's a big difference. Like in Europe, let's say the lift opens up at 9 a.m., so you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. Yeah, let's say the Euro one, you wake up at 8, have some breakfast, like go over to the gondola, take the chairlift up. Most of the times, like there is a jump spot inbound, so you can just start shoveling. You can go for lunch at a restaurant and then come back, hit the jump once it's frozen. And then you cruise back to your little cabin or hotel versus you're in America or Canada with sleds. Wake up 5 a.m, like go to the gas station, fill up with gas, drive for an hour and then sled for an hour and a half. And then you're already destroyed pretty much. Then you got to build a jump. Or first you got to find a jump. It's so massive out there. And I feel like you never get satisfied with what you find. You just keep sledding, trying to find better shit. So in Europe, if you find something that you actually think is hittable or that you want to do, you just do it. It's not like you can drop away on a snowmobile.
There's something about being on slope where you're like, I'm just going to walk over, hit that thing. And sometimes the most anticlimactic looking feature makes for the best clip.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of the clips from the Beyond Medals movies, like the hip with Sebi, and then the guy just skis past him. Like
when he almost hit the guy.
Yeah, random Euros, just like, I'm going to go down
here.
Dude,
yeah, that was just next to the slope. And yeah, Sebi almost killed the dude there, but he got the double chuck flip, and the clip was better than you could ever imagine.
One thing I'm baffled by is in America, we use big scoops, aka shovels that can shovel a large amount of snow with minimal effort. But I was told that you guys over in Euroland just use the Avi shovels to build wedges.
We use the Avi shovels. I don't know why. But let's say I pack my DB bag, like black diamond shovel, the biggest blade, fits perfect in there. The bigger shovels, I don't know, doesn't feel right over here in Europe. But when you're in Canada and on a sled, we get the bigger scoops.
You ever use the pushers?
Never used a pusher.
You're building the jacker. Like when people build Chad's Gap and Pyramid, they bring the giant pusher shovels. We call them shit pushes. They're like 3 feet wide that you just like walk behind like a lawnmower.
We should be using those though.
Yeah.
Makes building jumps so much faster.
Wedge goes up quick.
If you guys are in full squad though, and you're not too particular, right? Because like some crews are like, right, these 3 are gonna build the jump and they're gonna hit it. Like you go full squad deep, right?
Yeah, sometimes or most of the times we go full squad for sure. But sometimes if it's a small spot like with minimal landing, we have to split it up.
But
Japan, let's say. we're 5-6 riders. We have to like go 3 and 3 because.
Do you always do that though? I heard some stories that you guys were all just like kind of chaos when you go on your Japan shoots.
Dude,
like who's going with who?
It's
Like
chaos.
arguing over film.
Dude.
It's like, well,
it's chaos definitely sometimes, but yeah, organized chaos, I would say.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and talk about one of my favorite places that exists on this earth, and that's Woodward Park City. It's fun all seasons. Now, this season is currently mountain bike season, and it's just heating up. They got rad events coming up. They got rebuilt trails, and they got some new multi-week programs for the Groms. Woodward is kicking off some brand new programs for kids as young as 3 years old starting this fall. Get them started early, skateboarding, biking, scootering, or hitting the trampolines with fun 1-hour classes. Also, if you want to sharpen your skills for this winter and learn some tricks on the rollerboard, which is basically a snowboard with roller wheels, you can chuck carcass into the foam pit. You want to learn backflips? Take it to the foam pit first. So then when the snow hits, you're ready to go. Check the details at woodwardparkcity.com and get up there and have yourselves a good time.
Are you struggling to hit your protein goals? Well, I'm not. Not anymore. Not after our good friends over at Kodiak Cakes came to help us out a little bit. Now they're making some of the best bars, some of the best oatmeal, some of the best power cakes, oatmeal packets you've ever had to help you get your morning started off right. Jam-packed, full of protein, up to 20 grams of protein in one of these little things. That is an incredible way to get your morning started. Crafted with 100% whole grains, they're going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. Find them at your local grocery store. Just look for the Vaer on the package. You can't miss them. Or head on over to kodiakcakes.com and get your day started correctly.
And now a message from Ryan, who works on the Academy's team at Arc'teryx. He writes, "Hey Bombhole, the Arc'teryx Backcountry Academy is coming to Mammoth, California from March 7th to 9th, 2025. My bosses wanted me to let everyone know that snowboarders and skiers are welcome to join the 3 days of educational clinics, film screenings, and live music. I tried to tell them this is a snowboarding podcast, but they said I have to mention skiing, so this is me mentioning skiing. But for the snowboarders, the Academy is a great place to progress your skills in the backcountry. If you're looking to get off the resort and hit some natty features, come learn from Arc'teryx athletes and expert guides. There are clinics for all backcountry skills levels. Whether it's your first time being on a splitboard or you're looking for advanced terrain reading and feature evaluation, we have something for you. Ride and learn from athletes like Sean Miskimen, Victor Daviette, Joey Vosberg, Joe LAAX, and many more Arc'teryx rippers. The clinic lineup is live. Check out all the backcountry education the Academy has to offer. Browse through the options, plan your stay, call your friends, and then jump back onto our site on November 27th at 12 o'clock Pacific time to grab a spot. Come hang with me, Ryan, from Arc'teryx at the Academy. Head over to mammoth.arcteryxacademy.com to learn more.
All right, so we are here at the CAPiTA Mothership, and we have a guest host coming in studio. We got Blue Montgomery. Blue, what's happening?
What's up, guys? Welcome to Austria. Welcome to the Mothership. So psyched to have you guys here.
It's incredible. I want to start by letting the listeners and viewers know that we converted a meeting room.
It's called the War Room, actually.
The War Room.
Yeah, it's where some heavy moments go down in this room.
Yeah, and we converted into a podcast studio. We got a bunch of CAPiTA boards and all kinds of cool memorabilia on the wall. But one thing that I think is amazing is that Blue here owns the facility, and he's out here taking stuff off the wall, hammering things up, building the set for us, hanging everything up, and it's been super fun being here at the factory. So
yeah, that was great. Just for the record, I'm one of the partners of the company, not the owner, but
well, same.
But have a wonderful group of people that all contribute to make this dream a reality. And the Mothership's an incredible undertaking. It's the world's first clean energy snowboard production facility. It's not an industrial park. We're in a beautiful Austrian valley with our own ski slope right there. And it's just a really cool place to come and build snowboards. And I love sharing it with friends. And it's so great that you guys got to come and experience it.
It's been
love
fantastic
to be here. I feel like we need an air horn.
Oh, yeah. Let's hit an air horn. Let's do it. Beautiful.
We might need a smelling salt. Is that something
we
can
do? Yeah, I know you dodged it on your episode.
I kind of felt gypped on my episode. I didn't get to do a run through the wall smelling salt.
Yeah, let's get you the real experience. Kevin, what do you say?
Let's go.
It's kind of like doing schnapps. You do like a cheers, and then you just pinch it.
Okay.
Kevin, you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready, dog?
Cheers, boys.
All right.
Oh, okay. Woo. Woo.
Oh my gosh.
Hits you good.
Oh, Ready for 6 more hours of banter. We're back.
Dude, that is serious.
We are so back. All right. Now,
dude, makes my hands sweaty.
As a listener of the show, I didn't know if people were exaggerating that, and they are not.
No, it's real.
It's available at bombhole.com as well. So one thing I wanted to bring up is off air, we were talking about you only had a few riders in the history of CAPiTA that this whole spiel with Kevin getting on the team and things like that. I would love to hear you talk about that.
Yeah, sponsorship is part of the snowboard dream. And I think for most snowboarders, if they're honest with themselves, there's probably more than one company that will do. I could ride for this company or this company. It's kind of like, what's the best deal that I can get? And I've seen over the years, there's some riders that really identify with a brand, and there's only one brand that speaks to them that will work. And most CAPiTA riders come up organically through our farm system, and it's actually been pretty rare that we put somebody on the team that was already famous first, And 2 times in the history of the company, there's been a rider that was already a globally renowned professional snowboarder that had multiple offers on the table and called me up and just said, listen, I want to ride for CAPiTA, and no other brand will work. And if you don't have a place for me on the team or can't afford to pay me, that's okay. Just give me boards. This is the only company that I want to ride for. And both of these people ended up being 2 of our most long-standing and influential athletes in the history of our company. And one was Tyler Lepore in 2002, and the other one was Kevin Backstrom in 2014. So a lot of people don't know this, but Kevin came on and rode for CAPiTA for free for almost 3 years. And now that we're a decade down the road, 2024, 10 years later, first of all, I just want to say thank you for taking that risk, and thanks for being such a great ambassador for the company. And I'm just so proud of you and just feel so lucky that you're part of our company and our organization. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you so much, Blue. Dude, I couldn't ask for a better board brand to be a part of, and I feel the same way as you guys do. So I'm just fucking honored and stoked to be here.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool for people to hear, for you to talk about just like, what does the brand affiliation mean, or for riders coming up? How do you see the importance of people for riding for brands that align with their values versus riders just kind of taking the best deal, with appreciation that like kids need sponsorships to fulfill the dream. Like sometimes they need a deal or need the money, but you have this path with Beyond Metals and with CAPiTA, with brands that union that you really believe in. So can you speak to that?
Yeah. I just remember like when I was younger, before this whole CAPiTA thing happened, I was riding for this board brand. Like, it was all right. I was getting a little pay, and, it was good. And we were out filming the Beyond Metals episodes. And at the same time, I was really hyped on CAPiTA. We were filming a bit in Tahoe and hanging out with some CAPiTA riders like Brendan Gerard and, just hanging out more with them. And then I started feeling like, fuck, I kind of want to be part of this thing, Like, I feel like this is the way I want to go. And, I want to, I just wanted to try something different, and I wanted to try CAPiTA, even if I knew I was just going to get free boards, but I'm willing to take this shot because I want to be part of it. And I remember one summer, I think my agent spoke to you because I wanted him to talk to you. And then all of a sudden I'm on a Skype call with you, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to talk with Blue now. This is crazy. I was so hyped. And then forward a couple years, and now we're sitting here. You just gotta follow your dreams and what you want to do, and in the end, if you work hard enough for it, it might happen. You should just follow your heart, what you really want to do.
Fantastic. Those are beautiful, beautiful words. I would love to kind of point the lens at you for one quick second here, Blue. Thinking about CAPiTA and thinking about the inception of CAPiTA, starting, very grassroots, in your room, starting from nothing and making it to where we are at this factory now that is world-class production of snowboards. There's over 100 employees that work here. It's a serious operation. When you're driving in here, do you pinch yourself sometimes? And you're like, holy shit, how the hell did we get here?
Every time. I mean, for real, when I'm driving down the road and I see the facade of the Mothership and the Metaphor logo on the side, it's hard to believe that it's a real thing. It's just your wildest dreams come true. You know, I remember being like a kid and I went to this thing at school and there's this teacher exercise and they're just like, hey, close your eyes for a second and like dare to dream. If you were to dream without limitations, like what would your future look like? And I said in like 8th grade someday that I want to run the world's best snowboarding company. And so you fast forward now, I'm 50 years old and I drive down an Austrian highway and see this incredible facility and we get to make the world's best snowboards. And the byproduct of that is really bringing joy into people's lives. And that's the rewarding part. Like I guarantee you, like, what we do here is not easy and getting to this point isn't easy. But when you go through that process and at the end of the day, you make something for people that really makes them happy and brings joy in their life and puts them in nature, like that's the piece that's just so surreal and so cool.
Cool. That's amazing.
I wish everyone could see like what goes into making a CAPiTA snowboard. Like, yeah, we went through the whole factory, going through everything, like a quick one, but it's insane. Like you have no idea how much goes into making a snowboard. It's like, you have no clue. Like you're mind blown.
It's really intense. There's way more to it than anybody thinks, all the way from like the sourcing and the supply chain and the organization and all the different teams and how they work together. And this convergence of it being handcrafted and artisan in nature, but embracing technology at the same time. These are parallel truths that happen. There's a multi-generational workforce in this area that's been building the best skis and snowboards in the world for the last 100 years. And it is handcrafted in nature. But we invest over €1 million every single year in new technologies and new methodologies and machines that come in here. And it's very, very advanced, you know? So when you invest like 25 years of your life and millions of dollars, and we have over 100 people that work here and all these different layers, it's really great to make a product that you're proud of and get people stoked. And it's also like, you know, when you see people on the internet that are like quick to judge, you just want to pull your hair out because they just don't know what you know. They don't know how complicated it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
one thing that stands out to me is the quality control aspect I found really fascinating, where you guys have, it's a giant fridge, super cold, and you go in there and like basically beat the shit out of these snowboards to make sure that they can hold up. And then you go down the line and there's the pile of quote unquote defect boards. And they're like, these ones didn't pass quality control. And they're like, find the misprint on this, find what's wrong with it, and you're like, this thing's fucking perfect. Yeah. What are you talking about? And just that level of quality control that goes through is something I had no idea of, like, until the product reaches the consumer. It's this like long chain of a lot of people going through a lot of hands to ensure that every detail of this thing is dialed in.
Yeah, there's a lot of accountability. Our boards are chipped at every single process. So whether it's a wood core milling or whether it goes into pressing or into finishing or PLT, we know exactly when it was made. We know who it was made by. We know when this step happened. We know we can go back and trace any errors that are happening. And then, the standard for quality is extremely high. I mean, we sometimes play a game in finishing where our finishing team has such a high level for detail. They will find seconds that you can't find the second. Like, I guarantee you.
I couldn't see on the boards, on a few boards down there, like, couldn't tell at all.
So the firsts are at an exceptional level. If the seconds, you can't even find it, But we also pride ourselves on having an extremely high standard for quality. And that's one of the things that we, want our boards to not only perform well in snow and be the best riding snowboards, but from like a finish and shelf appeal level at like the shop level, just the most beautiful snowboards out there as well.
Totally. And just one kind of sidebar is that we had been talking about this big, nice burgundy snowboard for a long time. Obviously, the intro of the show, big, nice burgundy snowboard. We'd kicked it down the road, the can down the road, the idea for a while, and finally got into Photoshop. I worked on a graphic, and we kind of came up with the concept. And you guys surprised me with the board. That's, for the listeners, I got the board behind me. It's like a hand-drawn, big, nice burgundy snowboard graphic. And seeing that thing, in my hands, feeling it, seeing how it went through the line and everything, it's been a really special experience. And so I just want to say thank you for that. And freaking hyped to ride this thing this year.
So stoked to make that dream happen. I've been wanting to do that and talk to you about it for a while now. But I think Bombhole Nation is going to be real psyched to see a big, nice burgundy snowboard in real life, and it looks great. You did an incredible job with the
It's
art.
a great looking board.
It's the best skill set I have. It's 12-year-old art with a freaking crayon style, but it's the best I got. So
you're an artiste. You're part of the CAPiTA creative design team now.
Sick. I'm gonna need one of those boards.
Oh my God,
It's
K
looking
Backstrom
great.
on that thing, hitting a
Dude.
side hit. Holy
We
hell.
love it.
Quick question for you here, Blue. So, you look at the talented roster of CAPiTA riders, it's a level of pedigree that's extremely high. Now, in selecting the team, it's really, not everybody gets on the team. It's like, it feels very, I'm honored to be included as part of this deal. It's very humbling. And I know that you guys pick with great, intent on who you select for the team. What made you pick Kevin? What was jumped out to you to Kevin?
Well, I mean, before we get to Kevin specifically, I think we have to back up. When we founded the company in 2000, in the late 90s, it was very common in snowboard culture that a company or a snowboard team had a certain and very specific look. And this is actually very effective marketing. If you have 6 dudes on your team and they all look exactly the same and dress exactly the same and listen to the exact same music and snowboard exactly the same, then if you see one of these 6 dudes, you immediately know that they are affiliated with a certain brand. So I can understand why that was commonplace in the late 90s. But when we started CAPiTA, I kind of had this different vision. I wanted the CAPiTA team to be comprised of people that were completely different, that came from different parts of the world, that saw the world through different lens, that snowboarded completely different, that brought something different to the table. But the caveat is I wanted them to all look at each other and be proud of one another. Look across the table and be like, yeah, that guy doesn't come from where I come from and he doesn't snowboard like me, but he's a bad motherfucker and I'm stoked to be on the same team as him. And if you look at each era in CAPiTA history from the very beginning, TJ Schneider and Corey Smith and Tyler Lepore, Travis Parker, completely different. You go to the next era, you have Jonas Carlson and Dan Breezy and Dustin Craven, completely different, but all heavy, heavy snowboarders, And then you keep going down the pipeline into today's CAPiTA team, and I really look at the team with a tremendous amount of pride, and I hope that you guys do too, when you look at yourselves and you look at Scott Stevens and Kazu and Kimura and everybody on the team, that you're just like, yeah, that person does it differently than me, but I really, really respect and admire what they do and what they bring to the table. And that's kind of the spirit behind what the CAPiTA team has been founded on.
And is there anything specifically that drew you to Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin's charisma, personality, snowboard style, on and off the hill, just who he is as a human being. I mean, that's been one of the cornerstones too. It's like, there's a lot of great snowboarders in the world, but not a lot of great snowboarders in the world are the type of person that we want to affiliate ourselves and our company with, So you have to be more than a talented snowboarder to be on CAPiTA. You have to be a talented snowboarder and a unique and incredible and kind and cool human being. And all of those attributes we see in Kevin before he rode for us. And then what I was really impressed by when Kevin got on CAPiTA, it's like the snowboard skills are undeniable. He's a bad, bad motherfucker on a snowboard, But when we invite Kevin to company events, the guy is just like, I remember the first time you came to a CAPiTA sales meeting, you're just chatting it up with all the sales reps, all the distributors, at first one to get to dinner, last one at the bar at the end of the night, talking to the retailers, not too cool for any person, not too cool for any moment, totally grounded, totally humble, really fun. And that has so much value. And I think a lot of snowboarders think their only job is to snowboard, and it's not. It's not the only job to snowboard, because if you can snowboard and you also have the power to connect with people on multiple platforms, that's where the power is. And so Kevin can snowboard out of his damn mind and connect with people and is a brand builder and creates content and just hits on so many different levels. And I think that's where a lot of the value and appreciation comes with you being on both CAPiTA and Union.
Dude, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much for all the nice words. I don't know. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. One thing that was coming to mind as we were talking about riders, and Kevin fits the mold, we brought this up earlier, but I like the inspirational yet attainable, right? So if you look at Arthur, side hits, you got a side hit at your hill. you can fucking go chuck off it. You look at Scott Stevens, he's hitting a picnic table, and you're like, I got a picnic table. I can fucking try that. But you can't do it because he's a wizard. But it's inspirational yet attainable. And then, Kevin, you fit that mold too, with just blasting off of side hits too.
Yeah. But it's as you say, it's something everyone can try, and like you can start small and then build your way up. It's like, yeah, everyone can go hit a side hit for sure. And everyone can hit a small jump, try to do a 360. And then once you get to that point, you can start like giving your own like twist to it, tweaks. And yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
That's an important piece, that it's not only what you do that matters, but how you do it matters.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the difference between the average kid and, you know, people like Kevin and Arthur. You know, it's like everybody can go to the local resort and hit a side hit, but they can't do it the way Kevin does it. You know? Yeah. So
I'm sure a lot of people can, but yeah, just having fun with it and trying to do it in my own way, and yeah, just having fun with it. That's the most important.
Fun. It could be cool to talk about what, you got a line of boards behind you. I'm sure the audience would be super interested in knowing what board you ride and why you like it and which one it is.
For the most part, I ride this board here. It's the Mercury, but I ride the 57. It's like, dude, it's a weapon. I can use it for resort riding, park riding, in the backcountry. Just works for everything. And then sometimes when I want to have a little bit more playful board, I go with the DOA. So fun. So mostly in the preseason, or like when LAAX is opening up, I'm riding the park, I'm cruising DOA because it's fun. Beginning of the season, just playing around butters and stuff. And then I switched over to the Mercury. And then the DOA back there is actually the first DOA I ever rode, 2014. And when I stood on that board with union bindings for the first time, it was game changer. Ooh. It was something different. Like I hadn't felt that before in a snowboard and a binding. Like you feel so connected to the board and so playful, but still, you can hit big jumps. And yeah, it was awesome. I'll find some clips on the first day I rode the DOA. I remember it. I'll never forget it.
Sick. And this year it'll be the Big Nice Burgundy snowboard.
Of course.
We get that same feeling again once you strap into that bad boy.
Sure. You got some photo incentives for him? You got some kickbacks?
Yeah, we're going to have to work it out with the Runkey. We'll get a contract going. Yeah. Okay. It's all boring details, but should be fun. One last thing while we got Blue co-hosting here for a brief minute, subbing in for Henry, is, one thing that blew my mind is coming here was the amount of effort that goes from conceptualizing a snowboard to the design process of the snowboard to the manufacturing of the snowboard, and the amount of hands and the amount of work and the just cumulative effort that it takes place here at the Mothership and amongst everybody else that's a part of this process. I feel like we're at fucking SpaceX, dude. It's like, I seriously
100%.
am like driving through here. I'm like, how did you get all these humans to assemble to make fucking snowboards that we ride down the hill? Like, it's really cool. And I'm sure you could kind of speak to that, Blue.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty in-depth but beautiful cooperation of a lot of different humans. I mean, the Mothership is a diverse place. There's people that work here from 18 different countries, speaking 10 plus languages, all working towards a common goal. And that doesn't even include the participation of all of our distributors and sales agents that are in 40 countries in the world that we sell. I mean, all of those people in these countries have a voice of what they want to see and what they want to ride on the mountain and what their particular customer wants or what we should make, But, what's here is pure magic, and it's rare because when CAPiTA started, we were like most snowboard companies. We were essentially a design and marketing based company. We would have a team and we would have a mission and we would make our graphics, and then we would go to another factory, and then we would be tied to their limitations and what they could or couldn't do, and they would make us a product. But now in 2025, we're vertically integrated producers on both the union side of bindings and on the CAPiTA side. And so now we can literally napkin sketch any board that we want to make. We can take it downstairs, we can prototype it. In the winter, we can walk over there to Moonshot facility and ride it. We can design, prototype, build, test in the same day, in the same spot, snowboards. And that's just an incredible thing. And that's talking about like the snowboarding part of it, and then there's the art part, which CAPiTA has been known for over 20 years for graphics and the art. And most consumers don't know, but that's usually outsourced. Like most snowboard factories don't have the art capabilities inside. And at the Mothership, we have everything here on site. We have digital printing machines, we have sublimating bays, we have manual silk screening bays, we have automated silk screening bays. We can do any sort of combination of any graphic and application, foil stamps, deep metallics, all sorts of depths, pearlescence. And so when we get a graphic, that's just phase one. It's like, how do we take that graphic and then turn it into this beautiful thing that you see in your store? And there's a lot of layers and a lot of people working towards that. And it's like a really fun part of the process.
Super cool. Super cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, we're blown away. And we will have a video on our YouTube. We're going to do a tour of the studio tomorrow. So that'll be up by the time this comes out. So if anybody's more interested in kind of a deep dive, I'm really excited for that. And, but yeah, Blue, thanks for coming in and subbing in.
Thanks for having me. You know, there's no substitutes to the one and only, the voice of European snowboarding, Henry Jackson, which also went back way back in the day as a CAPiTA rider, like 20 years ago. If people didn't know that.
Still got it.
Still got it.
Still got it.
But hey, honor. Thanks again for coming. Kevin, love you, dude. Thank you
love
for
you too,
all
brother.
that you do. Really, really appreciate you. And that's on behalf of everybody at CAPiTA, not just me. So
thank you,
stoked
man.
to hear the episode.
And so proud to be part of the brand and thankful to be here. And yeah.
All right, we got Henry back in studio. It's good to have you back.
Thank you for having me back. I feel like I don't deserve those accolades that Blue was throwing my way before I jump back in. But
you do.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take it, Henry?
Well, I was thinking Kevin's obviously Beyond Medals is your company. You know, you got that with Tour, and we've talked a bit about that. And CAPiTA, obviously, we've been through that relationship. But you've got a bunch of other associations with other brands that have been going on for a while. And again, it seems like you're not scared of taking on more work because you got a few more pro models coming out, right?
Yeah, so I've been working like on designing with the other brands that I ride for as well. And LAAX I've been on for a few years now. It started out with me making colorways for already existing models. And now over the last couple of years, I've been working closely with them to create the ultimate boot that I really enjoy and that I can work with in the backcountry park, like something that fits everyone. And yeah, it's a totally brand new boot in their line, and it's coming out this winter, but we already started designing, or I already designed the next one that's coming out next year as well.
Sick.
And yeah, I'm excited for people to check it out.
Did you do the red colorway with LAAX? There was
that was the team boot.
Ah, okay, because I feel like there was one season where everyone was wearing red boots.
No, that was the team boot.
Okay.
That one was sticking out for sure. That was cool. And then we got Dragon as well. Been riding with them for a couple of years and big fan of the D1 goggles. So I got the opportunity to design a model of that, and it's coming out this winter as well. And then we got DB that we've been working with together with Beyond Metals. So we got a whole set of bags coming out, and we're also working on a new collection together with them.
Also, just sidebar, the DB bags are insanely good quality.
Dude, they're crazy.
Yeah.
It's like game-changing travel bags.
It's a long-term partner as well, Jonathan Weaver.
Yeah, for sure. I had him back on Nike, and then I had DB bags just, free hookup for years before I got on the program there. And then we got Union as well. We made a binding with them a couple years ago. So, yeah.
And then lastly, Monster. It seems like you guys have such a good group of friends, camaraderie. You guys all ride for each other. Like you guys are backing each other.
100%.
It seems like a good kind of family vibe over there.
For sure. And it's like, without Monster, there would not be Beyond Metals. Like they supported us from day one. When we wanted to start Beyond Metals and do the show, like we appreciate so much the sponsors that went in and paid a little bit. But then Monster was like, thanks to them, we could start the whole thing. And since then, yeah, it's because of them that we can create the movies, and they bring us on trips that are not related to snowboarding. They bring us to skate trips, and that made a skate program for Beyond Metals because we got to link with those guys. It's just endless opportunities with those guys.
I saw you on the F1 trips as well. Does that mean the Beyond Medals F1 team's coming soon?
Yeah.
It's not coming anytime soon. I wish though. But
gotta sell a couple more jackets.
I'm sure Lewis would be down.
A couple more jackets.
Yeah. How do you get Lewis on the team?
Ooh, I don't know. He actually, no.
Snowboard team though, that would be sick. Just flow him gear and he's on the team.
Yeah. No, we sent him some gear, but yeah, he's not on the team. He needs some more practice.
He needs to get better. He needs to get better at snowboarding. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. I love it. I just heard you guys telling a story off air earlier that I would love to just sink our teeth in about a tour bus situation.
Tour bus.
Oh, is this, are we bringing Ulrich back in?
Let's bring Ulrich. Every time Ulrich comes in, I get excited.
Air horn for Ulrich.
Yeah, air horn. Thank you. Thank you for entertaining us.
Yeah, dude, he's the funniest guy. I love that guy. We were in Beijing. Aaron Style, he had just won. We're all having a good time. We're on this like bus riding from the Riders Hotel, I think, into the city of Beijing. We're all gonna go party, and the bus driver can't find the club. So he like jumps out of the bus, like goes around the corner, trying to find the place where we're gonna go. And everyone's like, who's like someone should drive the bus. Like drive the bus. And Ulrich
it was without even thinking. He just
he just sat down, like
he sticks his hands
up,
up,
the gear in,
I can
and
drive a
starts
bus.
driving a bus in the middle of the night in Beijing. And then the bus driver like comes running, so pissed off, like knocking on the windows, and
he's like running behind after us. And like, I mean, to be fair to Ulrich, like he drove the bus perfectly.
Yeah,
it was in control. He basically drove down this road, hit a roundabout, popped a U-ey, and then came back to the start. And then like the doors were closed, of course, and this door opens, and this poor Chinese guy who just thought we were taking his bus
50
just
people
comes
in
in,
a
goes
bus.
ballistic. But then there's like 50 people, like the most hyped crew you've ever seen, because their friend has just driven a bus down the highway in Beijing.
Yeah.
So we're just like,
then he just won there in style. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Couldn't have been better. Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite stories ever.
Dude, and that was like that was kind of the tail end of like those old kind of the heyday of like the crazy snowboard contest when people weren't traveling with the national teams. It was like you went with your homies, or you went with your sponsors or whatever, and I don't know, for better or worse, they just carted you around from party to party and just
so sick.
fueled absolute carnage. And the organisers thought it was great. Like they didn't even care. Like they was oh, that's funny. Like Saskia, the girl who's in charge, was like, oh, I drove the bus out here, sick.
If that happened today, I guess they would take your prize money away and
who knows,
never let
man?
you
Probably
ride the contest again.
I don't think you want to be arrested in Beijing either.
I got a question. Can we get some clarity on Ulrich's last name pronunciation? I've always said Bodschlatter. I think, I don't know. Where am I at with that? Is it Ulrich Bodschlatter?
Bodeskär.
Okay, yeah. I think I had it right. Then,
yeah,
so
I think the Anglicization, whatever, that English version of it is like Badacher.
Yeah.
Like people call it Badacher.
Bogschlatter. So
yeah, Bogschlatter, perfect.
Yep, perfect.
That's good. That will do. It's perfect.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, big news from our friends over at Mammoth Mountain. They are now open for the 24-25 season, and they've got big changes. A reinvigorated, brand new main park layout with new features, more jumps, and brand new jibs. Mammoth is also bringing back the hemlocks on the backside of the mountain. You're going to have to hike a little bit. You're going to have to unstrap. But don't worry, because picture this. A freestyle big mountain paradise with a little bit of help from park crew. If you like what you're hearing, check out mammothmountain.com for current deals and to check out their loaded events calendar for the season. That's mammothmountain.com.
Now, do you find yourself slowing down a little bit in your older age, maybe getting off hill a little earlier? Well, you could be dehydrated. 75% of Americans are dehydrated. And that goes up when you're at elevation, when you're in the mountains. So I drink Bubs Hydrate or Die hydration packets. There's 2,000 milligrams of electrolytes. There's no added sugar. There's no artificial flavors. And let me tell you, when I'm hydrated, I ride better. I can ride longer. I have more energy. All in all, my vitality is just better. So if you're interested in picking up some Bubs Naturals Hydrate or Die, head on over to bubsnaturals.com and use promo code BOMBHOLE for 20% off your order. And stay hydrated, people, with Bubs Naturals Hydrate or Die. Okay, speaking of Beyond Metals, I'd love to talk about mint tours for a little bit. I mean, I've seen on the internet from Todd Richards and Chad Otterstrom, Heike Sorsa, Ingmar Backman. These guys are tour guides for basically the best snowboard experience you can ever have, from Japan to North America, Canada, US. They provide these insane tours from lodging to food to ride and POW. It seems all time. And I know that you've experienced some of these mint tours yourself. I'd love to hear you talk about that.
Yeah, we had some great experiences with mint tours. Like, I think it started around 5 years ago. I was in New Zealand with Skin and Carlos filming for our new project. And we were like, damn, we gotta, like, really want to go fly heli somewhere and try to get some proper shots because snow wasn't the best. And, like, where you could, what was accessible with hiking. And Skinny knew mint tours from before. So we hit him up and they were like, okay, we got you guys sorted. Come up to Methven. We'll get you guys a heli. Like, we'll fly you out. We'll get you lodging. And if we can use the footage that you guys collect. And we were like, fuck yeah, this is a dream scenario. We got free lodging, free heli. Like, this is the best. So that was the first thing we had together with them. And then after that, we've been to Baldface, Valhalla together with them. And we also been to Japan. And the Japan one, it's like they got everything dialed. Best hotel in town in Asahikawa. And then they take you to these like hidden resorts, which are, you know, not a people know about them, but they're amazing resorts to ride. And then we had a couple days where we took the guests out in the backcountry as well, just hiking around. And just nice, you know, when you go on a trip and everything is just dialed. You just have to fly there and then they take great care of you. So
yeah, and you get to shred with people like you. It seems pretty sick.
Love those guys.
Yeah.
Love those guys. Shout out to Jared. He's the man.
It's amazing. Yeah, you can check out minttours.com if you're more interested. I think I'm going to sign up.
I was going to say, how do we get on that?
I would like to sign up for that.
Just play him that audio clip. He got a blue talking about me. Maybe I could get on the coaching program.
I'll link you with Jared. He's going to hook you up 100%.
Amazing. Seems like a good time.
Yeah.
And they also know the locals too, so you're able to go to resorts like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
They got Kay, like a Japanese guy too. He's kind of, he knows all about Japan. So you're in good hands.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like as you get older, you want to buy stuff. But for me, as I've gotten older, I cherish experiences more than things.
Yeah, a good snowboard experience at an older age, like the quality of the experience matters so much more. It's interesting, I was riding, here we go, name drop. I was at a friend's birthday for Steve Gruber, Austrian legend, and David Benedek showed up. Hadn't seen him in ages, and we were shredding, and it was pretty icy, side-hitty piece, but it was fun. But I was talking to David, and he's like, yeah, I don't really shred that much anymore. Like, what I do is I do a 10-day trip somewhere, like once every 2 years with my homies, and I don't, maybe it's expensive, but I want that to be the best snow on the planet. And it was a few years ago now, and I remember looking and being like, dude, I don't know, that seems a bit lame, blah, blah, blah. And then this year, I had my first child, was in Japan, horrible winter, and I rode 1 day of Japan, 1 day, and I just finished at the end of the day, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm totally good for the rest of the rest of the year from 1 day of shredding.
Yeah. Japan is one of the best places to ever visit. Love it there. We usually go once a year in January. So if you go with mentors, go January. It's usually
and the POW is blower.
Dude, it's always blower. I don't get it.
They're pretty thin on the ground on the main island last year, but in Hokkaido, like so many friends were like, "Well, come." I was near Hakuba. My wife's from near there, and people were like, "Oh, come visit you in Hakuba," and they were like, "Nope, we changed tickets. We're going to Hokkaido." And like, I turned off social media after a while. Especially when you guys were there. I was at the LAAX Open, which is a great time as well, but I knew you guys were in Japan. Didn't want to see that.
No.
All right, we have a huge topic that we need to cover that's on my notes, and that is the natural selection. Let's talk about the first experience you had. I believe that was Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
You put down a heater. Some may say that you could argue that you beat your competitor. Talk about that experience.
Yeah, getting the invite to natural selection was crazy. Like, I've been watching like natural selection since it started, and to get the invite myself was just, it was crazy. And then once you show up, see the course, meet all the riders, you get that kind of, it feels, you don't want to fuck up. Like, you got all the eyes on you, and then you have the riders eating and all that. And of course, I get Travis Rice, which was, at the time, I was like, fuck. But 5 seconds later, it was like, I got nothing to lose here. It's Travis Rice. Like, he's supposed to win. I'm just going to go out, do my best, and have a good time. And that's what I did. And then, of course, I wanted to make it further, but he had some killer runs, and he beat me.
You don't think you won? Or let's talk about the run with the front seven. I mean,
Yeah,
the front
I don't
seven
know.
tail on that bottom jump.
I pretty much did the same run each run, just that I put a backflip in there and a front seven at the end. But Travis, he did a bunch of different tricks. He was riding switch through the course. Like, yeah, it could have gone either way, I guess.
I think aesthetically yours was maybe slightly more pleasing for the viewer. But
you,
yeah,
man.
he sort of, it's Travis Rice, like you say. It's hard to judge Travis objectively because you sort of maybe put the idea that it's Travis, he should be doing something bigger. But then maybe when you break it down, he got the edge because it was slightly more technical.
Yeah.
But I do remember after that event. The three riders that certainly amongst my peer group were the most talked about were you, Arthur, and Torgeir, and they were the three riders who didn't go through in those rounds for better or worse. And like whatever it was that you guys did, like the front seven tail and like just the style that you did it and the way that the course was ridden, that made more of an impression than the result, I think. Because for a long time after it, we've got a old man's WhatsApp group. It used to be called Natural Selection. Now it's called something that I probably shouldn't say on air, but just like old crusty snowboard heads talking about stuff.
Yeah.
It was those parts of that contest were the standouts as opposed to the winner, I remember you're riding more. I can't even remember who won that one. Was it Sage who won that one?
Yeah, Sage won.
Yeah,
it.
so
Colonel
Sage,
Kotzenberg.
yeah, which was epic. Dude, he absolutely slayed it, and nothing against Sage. But like those little elements we saw from you and from Arthur and like Torgeir's Cab 9 those were the standout points.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Did you feel like did you have a lot of people coming out and saying, hey man, you rode great. I think you should have won. Did you feel like the people's champ?
I never got so many messages before. It was wild.
No way.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, and at the same time, I was just happy to be there and ride with all my fucking heroes. It was just crazy experience to be there. And then after the contest, like, I wasn't even bummed that he took me out. I was just, felt good. And then all the messages that came in afterwards, and you could see on YouTube, like, everyone commenting, like, I wasn't bummed. I was just stoked to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and then you had the Duels this year with Sebe.
Conditions look prime.
Conditions
but the
were
best
great.
conditions Europe's ever seen.
Dude, we were there for a week and we had to wait for a day where it was going to get warm, so we were actually able to ride, so the snow could soften up a bit because it was an ice rink out there, no powder. But yeah, that was a hard one.
How was it going against your boy Big Buck? Were you guys at the top kind of vibing each other, or was it good vibes?
We were just hanging out. And at that point, like, it's a win-win. One of us are going to make it through. But, of course, both of us wanted to. Like, I wanted to win. He wanted to win. But then, if he would have landed his last Cab 9, then he would have gone through.
I was going to say,
he would have gone through. So I was just lucky that I landed my double backflip.
And were you in Andermatt?
Yeah, we were there. I feel like Andermatt, the terrain there, if it's good snow, amazing. But feel like the whole season in Europe was just shit.
It wasn't a good.
No. We made the best of it. But
How difficult is it, like, on a Beyond Medals point of view when you're faced with that? Because obviously you got like LAAX as a support and things, and obviously the dream scenario, I guess, is to film everything as close to LAAX as possible.
sure.
But when you're like staring down the barrel of like, we've had 2 pretty bad winters in Europe back to back.
Yeah.
Like, do you then have to scramble and fork out your own money to get the crew to the proper snow, or how does it work?
Like, we tried to make it happen in LAAX and in Europe for a while, and then Natural Selection came around and it was looking pretty good in Canada. So I flew there and a few of the boys flew there. And then, the plan was, like, we rented sleds, we rented trucks, we rented houses, and we were going to stay and film there. And then right after Natural Selection in Revelstoke, everything turned to shit. Like, rain to top. Like, we couldn't do anything. We were just sitting there wasting money pretty much. And that's tough. You're like freaking out every morning you wake up, like, what are we going to do? Like, should we just bail on all this shit, head back to Europe? We're like, no, forecast saying it might get good. And then you just wait, burning more money. And then at some point you have to get out of there.
Who's in charge of the receipts and the expenses reports on those kind of trips? Is it you, like, trying to control the boys? Like, hey guys, we're not doing like 5-star sushi every night.
That's me and Tornado.
Yeah.
We gotta try to keep track of the budgets. And
who's the worst to keep track of?
All of us, I would say. Yeah.
Are you just as bad? You're like,
no. But we have this, like, we got this company credit card that is connected to an app. So right when you pay for something, you just take a photo and it goes straight to our accountants. And yeah, it makes life easier, but sometimes it can stack up.
It seems like a dangerous.
We didn't talk about too, when you made it through duels, you went to Revy for natural selection. How was the next experience for you?
I feel like I was more nervous for the second natural selection, and also that we got, like, snow was great that day, but me and Torger were one of the last guys to go in Heat 2. So I had a plan of the runs that I was going to do, and then you see people coming down the mountain and, like, hitting all the things you thought you were going to try to ride. So then you're like, fuck, I have to go on the phone, check the drone footage, and, like, walk around, find new lines. So, but yeah, it was fun, but it was challenging.
I bet.
Yeah.
Who would you go up against? I can't remember.
I went up against Torger.
Okay.
Yeah, and he killed it.
Yeah,
he put
was
down
on it.
some insane runs. So shout out to him.
I feel like the draws get quite, like, so often it's like Euro versus Euro.
I thought I was going to go against
It's
Travis again, because there was 2 people he could choose from, and I don't remember who he chose, but he didn't choose me. I was like,
Red.
fuck. Oh, yeah, he chose Red.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm fucked once again. But no, luckily.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
That was insane. There's some crazy level of riding.
Yeah.
Was it Sage with the ridiculous tail
back
grab
three?
off of the back 3? Yeah. Off the cliff.
And then Nils did like the switchback 7 run, and those guys like waited around all day, and then the drone was like shitting the bed at the end. It was,
I think the live feed went out.
Yeah.
For our second run, we had to wait for like.
Oh no!
so
And you guys
long.
were last, huh?
Yeah, so we were just standing up there, like legs are shaking, like you're freaking out.
But goddamn, was there a lot of advertising for that? Holy shit! No, I think fucking so much respect for that event. But I sat down and watched it. Like the first years at Jackson, it was like it ran quick, where it was like we could all go to the office and watch it, and we'd all be locked in the whole time. But then this new one, we were like, holy shit, we're like fucking 8 hours in right now.
Was it crazy? I haven't watched it.
It was good. It's just, I think you got to watch it more like a WSL. Like,
Yeah,
it's
have it in
something
the
that's kind of in the
background, cruise
background, and you chime in and you're doing other stuff. I don't think it's like a Super Bowl where you sit down for 3 hours and watch it. I think it's more like a WSL situation, which is by all means, I want to see this thing succeed, and I want it to happen more. I'm not trying to be a dickhead.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like it's the sickest snowboard event out there.
Yeah,
it's
like,
just
what
you're
they
playing
do for us riders and like put this shit like together. It's insane.
Just having to, like, they've got so many factors to have to piece together. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you could copy paste that first, well, it wasn't obviously the first year, but the first year of the reincarnation of Jackson Hole, copy paste. Yeah, we know the conditions are going to be this good.
Yeah.
And the sun's coming out at some point in the 3 days. It's a no-brainer. But
Yeah.
then snow conditions, wind conditions, weather, it's just, wow, logistical nightmare. And Travis does it all himself. I mean, not himself. He's got a massive team there, but he's there for sure in every single detail of the event.
Must be so much pressure on Travis, like putting all this together, because he's like, it's under his name, kind of, you know. If shit goes sideways, it's his fault, but luckily it's been good.
I imagine just because there's so many dogs there, when you're up there and you're one of the dogs, it's got to be pretty intimidating.
It's crazy. Like, you're standing next to this guy, like, you admire all of them, and you're all of them's biggest fan, pretty much.
Maybe we need natural selection coaches with iPads.
There you go. Can you imagine?
I could help you with line selection.
We get you kicked off the team again.
You could get on the team just to get kicked off again.
Dude, give me a break.
Maybe they need you at the top with the smelling salts.
Yes, that's it.
You can be my coach. Yeah.
I'll
give
be
me
your
a smelling salt.
Speaking of that, though, I mean, I should probably have a smelling salt because I didn't have one.
Oh,
really.
yeah.
But,
what are we doing here?
But did you find yourself, so obviously, like, contest Kevin, like, we're going a long way back. Like,
good question. I like where you're going
Kid
with this.
Kevin, you know, winning Spring Battle, winning a couple of contests.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself slipping back into old familiar routines of contest? I mean, I know it's a different contest, but there's a certain psychology that comes with it. Did you find yourself like, oh, this is my routine. This is what I got to do. I got to breathe. I got to do all this stuff. And speaking of breathing.
Yep. Nice segue.
Oof,
Pro
there you
segue.
go.
Pro segue.
Nice.
Yep.
Get in there.
He's a pro.
Grazie mille.
I'll join you.
All right. I'm not going to let you guys hang here.
But it hits your lips.
Wow. I like that. Did you click back into comp mode, Kevin?
Because I feel like, you should see Travis, like you just see, like there's that moment where he just goes like, he does his like, "Whoa," and then he just goes bang, and you know that he's seeing nothing but victory. Like he's just there. Like, did you have any, what? Still there.
Yeah. I think I snapped a little bit back to the contest, Kevin, but dude, I didn't really do good in contests back in the day. But you get into the same mentality, kind of. Like you get focused, and like once you drop in, it's just you're really nervous before you drop in. Your legs are shaking, but once you drop in, it all kind of goes away. But now, yeah, let's say spring battle. That's pretty much the only contest I won. I was partying with you till 4 or 5 in the morning, like wasted. Goes up, practice at 8, 9, whatever, and then just happens to you're still feeling good. Put down a run, and here you're like sober for a couple months, like trying to be like in shape, and then you don't win, but you're more nervous.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just different.
We call that the rope tontery.
Oh yeah, he was good
contest
at he was good
program.
at partying
Straight
before
from
a
the bar,
contest.
straight to the win.
Yeah.
That's a pro move. Hard to do that when the chassis gets a little older, though, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's a young man's game. We were talking about duels earlier, and we were talking about Sebe to Buck. We happen to have a question from Big Buck.
Bucky.
Here we go. Tall man, good style.
What up, Kev? It's Sebe here. I know how much you love getting behind the steering wheel. So my question is, when is the last time you drove a car? And when are you actually going to get your driver's license? Laters.
Ooh. What up, Sebe? Love you, brother. Last time I drove a car was many years ago, and I'll get a driver's license when I don't have to edit your video parts and make your outerwear.
Ooh, nice retort. But is there a specific
I'll
story he's referring to there?
I don't know. I haven't been driving that much, but on a few occasions I've been driving. It was in Italy not too long ago.
Go on.
But yeah.
Please elaborate.
Vacation. We had to get some more beer, and we woke up the next day and had to go get it. So I had to drive.
And how did you know what you were doing? Did you crash?
No, I can drive good. I just don't have a license. Yeah. And I have to get a license, obviously, but yeah.
How old are you?
32.
32.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No
Man,
license.
just riding shotgun the whole time. Never has to worry.
That's just passenger princess life the whole time. Sorry, can't drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're
But
driving.
No, I know. It's fucking shitty. I should get a license.
It's actually
I
I actually think it's a boss move.
Yeah.
Sick.
Can't drive.
Limo passenger the whole way.
What?
But you grew up racing go-karts, right?
Motocross.
Yeah, but we at the Ala invite when we came, we did like the go-kart day, and you were like smoking everyone.
Corner speed, dog.
I enjoyed driving go-karts. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it was
I love
just
racing.
it was more than just he steps in the car and like, oh, I'm pretty good at this. Like there was some history there, I'm sure.
I just love racing. Like,
Dude, I remember how like Seb Toots was pissed. He was just like, because you had the top time on every lap, and Seb was just like, I'm gonna get him.
yeah.
And he didn't.
No, I grew up riding a lot of motocross, and my dad was into motorsports and been, driving a lot of go-kart. Just love racing, all kinds of, vehicles, I guess.
Get that license.
It's all about
I need
corner
to get the
speed.
license.
It all translates.
I do.
It translates.
And sorry,
Dude, how
I didn't
about
want to
we
be mean to Seba there. I just...
No, not at all.
That's great.
Yeah.
How about we get you two head to head on the motocross bikes?
Well, I got him covered probably now.
I'm sure... Yeah,
but
you
the
got
go-karts, I have raced go-karts with, who's a freak on a leash? That's an insane analogy, but is really good, is Marcus Cleveland.
Yeah.
We raced
yeah.
go-karts, and he's like, has an F1 simulator,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he kind of waxed everybody. I was
Dude,
pretty
he's got his
impressed.
Audis. He's very into cars.
Yeah. I've seen... Yeah, he's like driving a lot of cars in Norway, and I'm sure he's fast. He got that Formula 1 simulator in his house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's killing it. All right, let's get into hot takes here. Staple to show. We just run through this semi-rapid fire. We're going to start off with who is your GOAT? Who's your greatest of all time, both male and female?
Mikkel Bang, Kazu. Can I choose two?
Sure.
Yeah, Mikkel Bang, Kazu, and female, like Jamie Anderson.
Solid. Would you consider snowboarding an art form, a sport, or lifestyle?
Lifestyle.
Who's one of the most underrated snowboarders in your opinion?
Alec Ostring.
Ooh.
Dude, he's the best.
100%.
Insane. Yeah.
100%.
He's unreal.
Great answer.
Big fan.
Steel or powder?
Powder.
I hate when people get that one
I
wrong.
can't
hate
hit
when
the
they get it
steel.
wrong.
That's
It's unfortunate.
it's too dangerous.
Who's got your favorite style ever on a snowboard?
Kazu, Mikkel, Nicholas. I would put Nicholas in my favorite snowboarder ever as well. So I have those three.
Okay. Who's got your favorite method?
Tor and Nicholas Miller. Tor Lundström, Nicholas Miller.
What's your favorite snowboard video ever made?
I grew up on watching White Balance. Yeah, I could like watch that kids segment on repeat. Just
Matt Hammer, Send Me an Angel.
oh yeah, like all the parts, insane.
Great video. What's your favorite snowboard graphic ever made?
The first D-Way that I ever rode. When I got that board
on the wall behind you?
Yeah, exactly. With the ladies on there with the axe. Like when I first got that board, I was like, this is it. This is how snowboard should look like. I think Corey Smith like took those photos and designed it. It's badass.
Okay. If you could go heliboarding 3 people, just good times, wiggling down the face, not like filming or anything. And this is hypothetical.
3 people?
You can pick celebrities. You can pick whoever you want. Who's going in the heli with you for a dream heli trip?
Charlie Sheen would be a good one.
Oh my God, Charlie Sheen. That's my favorite one I've ever heard. Charlie Sheen.
Ozzy Osbourne. And who else?
Charlie Sheen, Ozzy Osbourne. This is
heliboarding.
This is the best one I've ever heard so far. It's only got 2.
And then the last one, I don't know.
Bodschlatter could be good in there.
Yeah, put him in there. Bodschlager. Yeah. It'll be a good crew.
That's my favorite heli so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder.
I just want to hear like their stories, like you know, staying in the lodge, just listening to whatever they've been up to.
Yep.
I just want to hear stories.
Game of one-upsmanship later on with Ozzy, Charlie, and Ulrich would be pretty intense.
Yeah, it's a good crew. Okay, first try, go to backcountry step down trick. You got to land, go to.
Switchback 1 or front 3.
Ooh.
Classics.
Okay, dream sponsor. Any sponsor in the world, doesn't have to be snowboard related.
Apple.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. Last question, worst trend. What do you got?
From my own experience and looking back at photos and video clips, like the tight pants I had, red tight pants with white stripes on one knee. It was pretty bad. Like, but then you had Brendan Gerard back in the days, tight jeans. Like that's
Dude, he still is.
Yeah, love that style. But looking back at me with those red tight pants, it was, that was bad.
Yep.
Tight pants, tall tees.
I was going to say tight pants, tall tee, maybe like a string headband or something. Yeah.
I mean, we're rounding. That's probably going to be coming back around here pretty quick.
Yeah. I'm probably going to wear it in a couple of years as well. But
I think that's going to be recirculating.
Yeah.
It's never left some areas, but great answer.
Can I go back to who I wanted to bring in the heli?
Yes.
The third person I would like to bring in the heli would be Tor.
Okay, so you're kicking out Ulrich, putting in Tor?
Yeah, no. You can't say that I'm kicking it out.
Come on. Yeah,
it's more fun that way. I think it's more fun that way.
Kick him out. He'll do a triple front flip out of the helicopter.
I have to go back and, bring Tor back in the heli. Yeah.
Yeah, Tor's going to be pissed if he's not in there.
No, but I'm sure
So are you kicking out Ozzy or are you kicking it? Because you got to keep Charlie Sheen in there.
Charlie Sheen and Ozzy can be in there, and Tornado has to be together with these 2 people because I'm sure it'll be some good stories told.
And Ulrich will show up anyway.
Yep.
He'll steal his own helicopter or something.
Of course.
Ulrich will find a way. He'll slip board to the top.
Yeah.
We kind of briefly talked about setups, but particularly what board bindings setup do you ride?
I ride the Mercury for the most part, like when I'm filming, and I ride the D-Way a lot when I'm cruising the park in LAAX, and I usually go with the Union Atlas binding to that.
How do you set up your bindings?
I do plus 15 and minus 12 or minus 9 in the back. So, and a little setback too.
And do you do forward lean?
Not too much. I just, use the binding as it is, as it comes out the box. I don't know how much forward lean it's on there.
Okay, and edges?
I just ride the board as it is.
Makes Blue very mad if you detune.
100%. Yeah, what he
sure they
his worst trend.
sure they like give them out as they should be ridden, you know?
When you see the quality control of what the boards go through
Yeah,
to
it's
like
insane.
pass the test,
Yeah.
and then like this long, rigorous process of quality control and design, and then we just get this thing taken out of the plastic.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing, actually. Lastly, what's next for Kevin Backstrom?
What's next? After this, I'm gonna fly home, keep editing the movie, and then we got a couple premieres coming out. Then sales meeting for BL Metals, and then winter starts again. And yeah, plan is to make another movie, and I hope we get more snow than ever, and everybody stays healthy.
What's the name of the new movie?
The new movie coming out. The new name is Force Majeure.
Ooh. How are the premieres tours? Where are we going? What are
We start in Stockholm during DIYX together with Ethan and Method Mag, and then we go Gothenburg the weekend after, and then from there we haven't really decided yet, but we might do some stops in the States and a few more in Europe.
Can I just put this on record now to the world that adding another fire premiere or another night to go out at DIYX is not the best idea in the world.
I know, and it's on a Thursday.
The
You guys
last
gonna
thing
be-
that event needs is
Yeah.
more reason to go out.
They should put the premieres like in the end, not the day before the event starts, because all the riders are gonna get smoked.
Yeah, see how the liver's holding up by the end of that tour.
Yeah.
Godspeed. And then last thing, do you want to throw out any thank yous before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, want to thank like all my sponsors, like CAPiTA, Union, Monster, LAAX, Dragon, DB, Junkyard, like all the people back in the office, Tornado, all the team riders, and thank you guys for, inviting me here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. That was a really fun chat, Kevin. Really
Hell
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
Thanks for having me.
Henry, that was freaking awesome.
Absolute honor.
You know what's also cool? It's like we showed up in Europe. We took planes and automobiles, long journey to get here. We got in this war room. We had Blue hanging up stuff. We converted this office space into a studio. Now we're doing a podcast at a factory for, snowboards, and it's just been a really cool experience.
They brought out your new board?
I got a new board. Yeah, we got the big, nice burgundy snowboard
I
here.
need one of
that's
those.
available.
You need to send me one of those.
Yeah, we'll get
or
you
tell
down
Blue
then.
to send me one.
It's been super fun. I've never really hung with you before, Kevin, so thanks for hanging.
Dude,
It's been awesome.
Thank you guys. It was fun.
Appreciate you. Henry, you did great. That was a really fun show. Silk, appreciate you. Everybody that tunes in, everybody that supports the show, all of our listeners, all of our sponsors, and all of our Patreon members, thank you guys so much. We got another show coming at you next Wednesday. Actually, you know what? Why don't you give us a sign off, Henry? You're a professional. Why don't you just take us out of the show?
Which camera?
Whatever. Yours is over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been The Bomb Hole from the CAPiTA Mothership. 100% green energy, 100% fun. We'll see you next time.
Wow! True,
Beautiful.
bro.
Beautiful.